Presented by Fields Auto Group.
And he drives this one to deep left. Way back. Out of here. 1-0. Driven to right. Bruce is back on. It's going to be over his head. Good read by Russell. Jason Hamill has an RBI double. 2-2. Called strike 3. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs sweep. And they've now won 5 in a row.
That is what winning sounds like. Cubbies 8-1 for the first time since 1969. Man, a gorgeous, gorgeous Friday. Thank you for the great weather. Welcome into our Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live. He's Todd Hollandsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Big day ahead. We'll have a lot here on the pregame show. Cubs playing very good baseball and off to a phenomenal start.
Well, it makes it a lot of fun. It makes going to work easy right now. A lot of things going right. You got the new clubhouse. You have a good homestand going. Fresh off sweeping the Reds. Looking to take it to a Rockies team. It's pretty good. Now, you can't sleep on the Rockies. They got a pretty good offense, but it should be a lot of fun this weekend as, again, this Cubs team's playing great baseball right now.
Chris Bryant home runs in the last 2 ball games, and well, when he starts to really heat up, the Cub offense has so many different prongs they can attack you from.
Well, that's the great thing about this Cubs offense, and what we've seen in the early going is that as a whole, I am not convinced, and clearly they're not as hot as they can get. But what we've seen individually as guys start to heat up, Chris Bryant homers in the last 2 ball games, Addison Russell swinging the bat particularly well as well. So different guys, different days. A lot of fun that way.
All right, when you've been on some really good hitting teams in your career, those Dodger teams, the Rocky teams, even the 04 Cubs when you were here, could have some thunder in the lineup. But when a hitter gets help from a pitcher, like Jason Hamill did last night with a double off the right field wall, that's got to be a great shot.
Well, it feels collective, and I've heard throughout my career, my playing days, that the pitchers kind of feed off the hitters. And when you've got that good, contagious vibe kind of going through the clubhouse, everybody putting up good at-bats, the pitchers want to participate as well.
All right, and let's talk about blowing things open. Cubs had really good pitching yesterday. Looked like they were in command, but it's only a 3-0 ball game. One swing of the bat, you go, whoa, what happened? But they blow it open with 5 in the 8th.
Well, again, it's those grinder at-bats that we continue to talk about. We're not talking about the Cubs constantly bludgeoning teams with long home runs yet. We haven't seen it really warm up here at Wrigley, although today's a beautiful day. You know, we're not talking about doubles and triples. What we've talked a lot about is walks and great at-bats and constant pressure. That has been collective, and that is definitely wearing down the opposition's pitching.
All right, let's talk about run differential. Chicago Cubs have a run differential. Check out this full screen. It's amazing. Historically good. By far and away a Major League best, plus 43 in run differential. And through 9 games, the 3rd best run differential in the modern era. Here is Joe Madden on his team's red-hot, historic start.
You sit in on meetings or you go through a spring training, you talk about how to do certain things. And one of our goals was to get off to a good start. You know, the guys took it to heart.
It's awesome. It gives us confidence, and that's huge in this game. When you have confidence and you know each and every day that you can go out and beat somebody, you just go out here and play hard.
Anytime you're scoring 7+ runs a game and you got a staff that knows a little bit of what they're doing, I think we're going to have a pretty good chance of winning. So, like I said, everybody pitched in tonight again, and it's been that way for the first 8-9 games. So, obviously, hot start, very important, and I'm going to try to keep it rolling.
Well, the Cubs have brought their A game at the start of this season. An 8-1 start. It's only happened 6 times in the history of this franchise. And you look on the board at the number of great starts. We'll see where this one ends up, but it's a great way to start.
Well, you go back to last year. Think back to what Joe Madden's message was at the beginning of the 2015 season, talking about taking this one day at a time. When you see a team come out and respond the way that they have early in a season, and it's kind of how they've been trained and raised to believe that no matter what happened yesterday, it's in the past. We can't change it. Let's just live in the moment and try and go out there and get wins. And what you're seeing right now is the variety of ways they're winning ball games right now.
And you can't play tomorrow's game till you play today.
Right.
So one batter, one pitch, one out at a time. All right, now time for our look at today's matchup with the 3rd member of our team. It's Kelly Crow with our Coors Light Game Report. Casey?
Thanks a lot, Cap. Well, Kyle Hendricks making his second start of the season. Of course, first at Wrigley, and he's pretty pumped about that, coming off a win in Arizona last week where he said he didn't feel 100% sharp, would like to see better command of his fastball this afternoon, but overall felt like it was a good continuation of what he had done this spring. And the mechanical adjustments he had worked on with Chris Bosio this winter. Obviously, the Rockies hitting very well right now and could be challenged this afternoon, but I know I had a chance to catch up with Kyle, and one of the things he mentioned was seeing some of these lineups again for, of course, his now second year in the majors, and here's what he liked to work on this season.
I think towards the end of the year last year, we started finding my rhythm again in my zone. You know, in the middle of the year, I got out of my mechanics a little bit, which I've kind of talked about in the past. But so there were some cues that I learned along the way towards the end of the year, and I carried those into the off season, worked on those, brought them into spring training, and felt pretty good about it. My mechanics, everything was feeling right. So from there, you know, it was just focus on making pitches, making sure my pitches were moving and working right, and everything's been feeling good. So as far as in-game management, you know, I learned a ton last year, just the full year from start to finish in the big leagues, learning all these hitters from all these teams and making adjustments. So hopefully go out there, use what I've learned against the Rockies. You know, I've faced them a few times already, but just those in-game adjustments, learning what to change, kind of what they're looking for in-game is going to be big for me.
I was just going to say, when it comes to the teams, of course, Cincinnati right now, you're going to be facing Colorado, but then throughout the season, there's going to be a lot of these teams you see again, players you see again. How much more comfortable are you in that setting now, knowing your kind of way of navigating a lineup?
Yeah, a lot more. You know, when you've been in the league for a little bit, you kind of feel like maybe they figured you out once you start getting hit. But then when you start having success again, you kind of realize, like, okay, you know, it's still the same game. If I just make good pitches, even if I see these guys over and over again, you know, it's about those in-game adjustments and still just making good pitches and you can get them out. So just kind of sticking to that game plan, having that confidence, I think is going to be big for me.
One note to pass along this morning, the Cubs activated Javier Baez off the 15-day DL. Option Munenori Kawasaki to Iowa. Baez taking his first tour around that new clubhouse this morning, said he definitely got lost a couple times, but is thrilled to be back with this team and healthy, and is hoping to make an immediate impact with this group that's already off to a hot start.
Yeah, for sure. This is a game that is about making adjustment, and this last couple years it's been up and down, like you say, and hopefully this year, with everything that I learned, I get everything together and have a good year.
So it's Kyle Hendricks looking for his second win of the season. Of course, the Cubs' 6th in a row. And Cap, one interesting note from the conversation I had with Kyle. I said, what have you learned so far about John Lackey? And he said, boy, is he an intense dude. Kind of the opposite end of the spectrum in comparison to me. But one of the funniest guys I've ever met, and already says he's learning a lot from just the way he goes about his daily business on those other 4 days before, of course, a start. So pretty cool talking to Kyle.
Thanks, Kelly. That's Kelly with our Coors Light Game Report. All right, we've got a brand new feature here for you. We want you to get interactive with us. Check this out. CSNChicago.com fan vote brought to you by Coors Light. Here's how you get involved. Go to our webpage, CSNChicago.com/vote. Today's question, other than Cy Young winner Jake Arrieta, who's been the most impressive Cubs starter this season? Live results on the bottom of your screen, once again, on your desktop, tablet, phone. CSNChicago.com/vote. No login or downloading required to vote. So, Todd, I ask you the question, other than Jake Arrieta, who's been the most impressive starter through almost 2 weeks of baseball.
Well, I'll go with Jason Hamill right now for me, based on what I think expectations for him were, and what we've seen so far. 0.75 ERA, 2 starts, outstanding stuff, great secondary stuff. Very, very impressive for me so far. But I think, again, based on expectation.
Yeah, I could go with Hamill. We'll see how Hendricks pitches today. But I think John Lester looks so much more comfortable than he did a year ago. He looks locked in. He looks happy. And I think he's throwing the ball really well.
He does, but I expect that from him every time out.
At $156 million, I guess that's the level of expectation
it's how it goes.
you start to come to. Hamill has been really, really good. Obviously, the bat played a role in his victory last night. But Jason Hamill also looks like he is a different pitcher than he was the last half of last year. He looks healthy.
Well, what you're describing is the confidence that comes along with the health, comes along with a great offseason, good workout program, kind of revamping the pitches and getting after it, and that's exactly it. To me, watching Jason Hamill now compared to what we saw at the end of last year, confidence is the key ingredient.
All right, let's check out the results from our live poll question. So Jason Hamill is the winner of the poll.
Yeah.
The live result poll. We'll be doing these throughout the season. So thank you at home for participating. And you can do it on your mobile. You can do it on your tablet. You can do it on your desktop. So thank you again for participating at CSNChicago.com. All right, today's CSN Bar of the Game, presented by Coors Light, is JT's Porch. Holly loves that spot. If you aren't heading to Wrigley Field, watch today's CSN broadcast at JT's Porch. To see the complete list of the CSN Bars of the Game, presented by Coors Light, visit CSNChicago.com. All right, time now for our pitching matchup today, brought to you by Bona Beef, the original Italian beef. Let's talk about the pitching matchup. Let's start with Kyle Hendricks, who is looking for another solid start after a really good opener.
Well, he had a great first start, no doubt about it. Love talking about the two-seam fastball, the sinkers. The one thing that stands out in his last start, 11 ground ball outs. That's going to be huge for him today. Now, he's making his first start here at Wrigley Field. He's going up against the Colorado Rockies. They love to hit that fastball. I'll be curious to see if he doesn't use that curveball just a little bit more. Those Colorado Rocky hitters love to feast on fastballs. It's always good to have at least a 2 or 3 pitch mix against them. But if he's getting that ball on the ground, he'll be getting good results.
All right, let's talk about Chad Bettis of the Colorado Rockies. The Rocks known for having a really high-powered offense, but he's got a decent repertoire. He can beat you.
Yeah, he's got the fastball, he's got the cutter, curveball, and change. You're going to see the fastball and cutter. It is his big part of his arsenal. His curveball is decent, doesn't use it all that much, but I'm sure he's going to show it today with how good the Cubs have been hitting. But again, the thing that stands out to me with the Colorado Rockies pitchers is their aggressiveness. I've said this time and time again in regards, and I'm a former Rocky as well, it's built into your DNA, Cap. Don't walk hitters. That's been a big part of our offense. So let's see how this goes today, because I anticipate Rockies pitchers being aggressive in the strike zone.
All right, time to take our first time out here on Fields Auto Group Cubs Pregame Live. When we come back, a special guest will join us. We'll hear from Joe Madden. We'll go through the lineups. We'll tell you about a story for the ages. We'll be right back. This is Cubs Pregame Live, brought to you by the Fields Auto Group on Comcast Sportsnet.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
We try to stay directly within the Fields Auto Group. Fields has a wonderful reputation.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated.
They're as invested in me as a person as I am in them, and that makes a huge difference. It makes me come back.
It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of the Fields Matters program.
I felt confident in buying because of the service and the fact that this dealership would stand behind it.
Fields matters because you matter.
For the we in team. That's why we're here. This week, get great deals on the best brands like Nike, Under Armour, Easton, and more. Only at Sports Authority.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids. Breathe.
A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's.
Watch me now, 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 watch me now.
Get ready to play. Buy an LG G5 and get a second battery and charging cradle free.
At Discount Tire, we'll get you the right tire at the lowest price for your vehicle. Get a $70 Visa prepaid card when you buy any set of 4 Michelin tires.
You're watching Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group. Now back to Cap and Holly.
Thank you very much, Chris Bryant. He was doing the lead-in to this segment. Kevin Holly back with you on Fields Auto Group, Cubs Pregame Live. Jess Delp is with us. You are the fiancé of Cubs third baseman Chris Bryant, but you're also involved in a great event, the 11th annual Race to Wrigley. Tell us about it.
We're really excited. It's actually on April 23rd, so this Saturday coming up. You can race around Wrigley. It's all in the Wrigleyville area, and it's going to be a lot of fun, so we're excited.
Tell us about the financial goals of this. Are there goals financially?
For the Cubs charities, last year we raised $3.4 million, and the wives portion we did $100,000. So we're hoping to beat that this year and start it off with Race to Wrigley.
All right, so it was big news that you got engaged. The Cubs' most marketable bachelor off the market. What was it like? Did you see it coming? Tell us a little bit.
You know, we've been together for over 8 years, so I think we kind of expected it. So I think it might have been a bigger shock to other people, but, you know, we're just excited to start this time in our lives.
We also are showing some video right now of you guys with sharks. What were you thinking? Because there were Cub fans going, get him out of there.
We were in a cage, so don't worry. But it was a lot of fun. It's just something adventurous that we wanted to do in Hawaii, and I think it was probably my idea, so I'm sorry to everyone. But he was safe, don't worry.
Go ahead, Holly.
Well, I was going to ask you, tell us about something, Chris Bryant. Tell us something that Chris wouldn't want you telling us.
Oh, man. I don't want to get in trouble here. No, I mean, we're pretty boring people. We just, you know, we like to go home. We watch a lot of Netflix. We're just homebodies, so... Yeah.
When he has a bad day, which aren't many, but if he has a bad day, leaves guys on base, team loses, does he bring it home, or, no, I get pretty much the same guy every day?
He's pretty much the same. I mean, he knows that he thinks about it, but he knows he just stays in his routine, goes home, does what he does, and then goes to the field ready the next day.
Thank you for being here for us.
We appreciate it.
Race to Wrigley 11th annual. You running?
I'm running. Are you guys? You guys are.
Yeah, I'm actually they're trying to rope me into this, so I don't know. Thanks again.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Jess Delp. She is the fiancée of Cubs third baseman Chris Bryant. The details on your screen. We'll be back. Joe Madden, the lineups, and our keys to the game, and our key performers. All coming up on Fields Auto Group, Cubs Pregame Live. Be right back.
For small business owners, there's never enough time in the day. Carly goes from cooking for 3 people to catering for 300. Basically, we're her back office. Whether it's having flyers available at her venues, banners, posters, we'll be here to help tell her story. And she knows that. Carly knows that.
From printing to packing, shipping to marketing, together, there's nothing we can't solve. Go to a UPS store today to see how.
Wow, Bear season was incredible, but it was absolutely freezing. So Wrigleyville Sports helped me warm up for Bulls season. They were on fire all year long. Then came the Blackhawks, and they got hot too. But now the boys of summer are back, and it's time to head to the South Side. On second thought, it's a perfect day to get some sun in the bleachers.
You're new. I am.
Ex-military?
4 tours.
You work with computers?
That's classified, ma'am. But your job was network security. That's classified, sir.
Let's cut to the chase here.
What's your assessment of our security? Porous.
Porous?
The old solutions aren't working. The world has changed. Meaning? It's not just security. It's defense.
It's not just security, it's defense. BAE Systems.
matter where, no matter what. The only intelligent all-wheel drive system with enhanced driving performance for all-season capability is now available on more models than ever. We only make one thing. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit your Chicagoland BMW centers today.
Cubs and the Rockies three-game weekend set kicks off on a beautiful day. Nicest day of the spring since the season started. Cap and Holly with you here on the field at Wrigley. We'll be back on the field after the ballgame with the pregame show. Earlier today, Joe Madden in his daily media briefing, he does one before and after every game, talked about the historic run differential his club is off to.
It's great that we have records that go back that far. You know, all the comparison stuff, it's again, this is the stuff that people like to read. They need to read. Is there any pertinency other than the fact that we're doing well? I don't think so. But I think it's great. Again, listen, I've talked about it 100 times. I mean, it's great, Barber and Banner. You pick up the paper in the morning, you read this stuff. You watch TV at night, you hear this stuff. It's good. It's good for baseball. It's good for us. It keeps everybody engaged. I love it.
All right, let's take a look at the Cubs lineup brought to you by the great people at Wrigleyville Sports. And for Joe Madden's club, fairly standard lineup. Fowler leads off, Hayward in the 2-hole. Zobrist third, Rizzo 4, Bryant 5, he's at third. Soler's in left, Montero's catching, Russell's at short, and Kyle Hendricks gets the ball and hits ninth. Let's talk about the ridiculous start for Dexter Fowler.
Fantastic combination of presence in the box right now. I mean, he is jumping on his pitch when he's getting it. He's fouling off pitchers' pitches as well and taking his walks. It is easily the perfect combination of what you got going. Kind of reminds me of Ricky Henderson back in the day. Had to respect the bat and the power. At the same time, you had to respect the fact that he knows how to put together a quality at bat, and he is setting the table for the rest of this lineup. How many times those guys in the middle? It's up near 60% of the time he's been getting on base. Those guys, 3 and 4, Anthony Rizzo, Ben Zobrist, Chris Bryant are coming up with Dexter, stirring it up and putting pressure on that mound.
And you look down at the bottom of the lineup, Montero's been swinging a good bat, and Addison Russell in the 8-hole has been smoking hot.
Yeah, and it rolls right back around, and certainly after that first inning or that first time through where you separate the two, they feed off each other, and you just continue to give Dexter Fowler more and more opportunities to extend those innings when the guys at the bottom of the lineup are getting the job done so well.
All right, time now for our Built for Business feature here on the pregame show, presented by Comcast Business. Today's story for the Rockies is Trevor Story. Rockies rookie shortstop with a record 7 home runs in his first 6 major league games. That's Comcast Business, Built for Business. Todd, he's making Rockies fans forget about not only Troy Tulowitzki, who they traded a year ago, but he wouldn't even be in the lineup if Jose Reyes didn't have some legal problems.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, right, when you kind of wrap it into the Jose Reyes angle of it. But let me say this, when you watch him hit, he reminds you of Troy Tulowitzki. This kid is in a great spot in the lineup. He's been swinging the bat. He uses the entire field, and parked in front of Carlos Gonzalez, he sees an awful lot of fastballs.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We will come back here and have the Rockies lineup, keys from Holly, key performers, and hand it off to Len and JD. Cubs in Colorado will do battle game 1 of a 3-game set here at the compound.
We try to stay directly within the Fields Auto Group. Fields has a wonderful reputation.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated.
They're as invested in me as a person as I am in them, and that makes a huge difference. It makes me come back.
It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of the Fields Matters program.
I felt confident in buying because of the service and the fact that this dealership would stand behind it.
Fields matters because you matter.
So, you are all set with your mortgage. Congratulations.
You have been so helpful, Brian.
You've answered all our questions.
Thanks. That's very important.
What was it like for your siblings growing up with a mortgage prodigy?
Did you have to wake up early to train at mortgages?
No. At BMO Harris, we all focus on making everything go smoothly. Actually, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a cowboy.
A mortgage cowboy?
Yeah, kind of.
That feeling you get when you discover a bank built for you, that's the BMO effect. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help. Introducing Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro with next-level speed, coverage, marketing, and control features. Plus, Wi-Fi Pro offers what AT&T's Wi-Fi small site doesn't. Professional installation, advanced security, and millions of hotspots nationwide. Looks like taking your business to the next level starts with ditching AT&T. Give your business an edge with Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro. Comcast Business, built for business.
Great things start in garages. Like the start of your perfect Honda collection with great deals during the Honda Dream Garage sales event.
Including the all-new Honda Civic. The best-selling car in its class now has a redesigned exterior.
Nice wheels. Care to upgrade?
Oh, hey, yes, I do. Hurry in. You've got a garage to fill. The Honda Dream Garage sales event has great deals on the all-new Civic. Now at your Honda dealer.
Well, it's Jackie Robinson Day here at the ballpark. Every player, every coach, everyone in uniform will have the number 42 on today. Time now for Todd Hollinsworth's keys to the ball game. Take it away, Holly.
Yeah, very special day with Jackie Robinson. His legacy lives on. All right, here are the keys to the game. Offensive. Don't be fooled by this Rockies team. They are a very good offensive team and have one of the most relentless lineups in all of baseball. They're explosive and they can score from both spots. So again, defensively on our game today, you want to see that Kyle Hendricks mixing his pitch as well. Got to keep these guys off balance. That is absolutely going to be key in containing this Rockies offense. It's how they do it. Now it's time to rake. Here's why. I'm talking about the Cubs and getting that offense going even more. We've watched the great approach and the great at-bats and the walks that have kind of been a huge part of the story with the Cubs. But I've got to say this, the Rockies, it's built into the pitcher's DNA cap. Don't walk hitters. It's part of what they do at home. It's what they do on the road. So even though we would sit here and tell you they may have some of the worst pitching in baseball so far to this point in the season, and it's only been 9 games, and they've given up a ton of hits, but they don't walk batters. So what we've seen in the early going probably will not play into today. If we get traffic out there, think offensive, think aggressive approach, selectively aggressive approach from our boys in the pinstripes today, because I think this offense has a chance to do some significant damage. Rockies pitchers have already given up 15 home runs on the season. Late game heroics. That's the last one. Again, this is just a comparison between the bullpens. The Rockies bullpen has struggled already. More hits than innings pitched. They do not have a tremendous amount of velocity down there outside of Jake McGee. They have experience, but they don't have the velocity, and more damage can be done as well, as that bullpen has struggled to a 7.29 ERA in the early going.
All right, time for us to pick our key performers. Who will be the Cubs' key performer today versus the Rockies? Go to csnchicago.com/vote. You will see your live votes at the bottom of the screen. Use your phone, desktop, iPad, or tablet. No registration is required. Todd, you're up 3-1 on me. I don't like how that's going. Fans at home picking their key performer. Who is yours?
I'm going Anthony Rizzo to bust out. He's been scuffling a little bit, but I think today's his day. I think it's good for some of these Cubs bats to really get going. As I said, Rockies pitching has not been the best. They can score some runs and they can get into some slugfests, but these boys, our guys, I want to see them really start to swing those bats, maybe a few long ones today.
All right, I had a big bowl of Rizzos for breakfast this morning.
Rizzos?
You can have Anthony because I am going to go with J.Hey Tutu.
All right.
Jason Hayward, I think, has a big day today and powers the Cubs to a victory, and I think he hits one out of the ballpark today as well. Again, you can vote at csnchicago.com/vote. You don't have to register. All you do is cast your vote, and you'll see the totals live on the bottom of your screen. It's a good day to hit.
Oh, it is. I tell you what, the sun is out, the temperatures are starting to rise, and it's easily the best day we've had in Chicago this year. So hopefully our guys are ready to swing those bats.
It's also a day, a guy like Jorge Soler, we saw him a year ago where wearing the balaclava. He was cold. Joe Madden said, no more of those. We're done. We're not going to feel the cold. He looks like a kid in a candy store. I saw him run out with the short sleeves, and he's ready to roll. So maybe he has a big...
Well, it's a state of mind. I'm telling you, I used to go out there. I would never wear those sleeves, Cappy, when it was really cold out because I was trying to trick myself into believing that it's not that cold, even though it was.
It's not cold. Today is an absolutely gorgeous day. Holly and I will be back after the ball game with the post-game show live here from Wrigley. We are going to get you all set for the broadcast by handing it off to the great play-by-play team of Len Casper and Jim DeShays. Gentlemen, have a great broadcast.
Cap, Holly, thank you very much. It is a beautiful day. Still a little chilly, as you can see. How are you, JD?
Just an extra layer. If I had hair, I probably wouldn't be wearing the hat. So it's a hat optional day.
I got you. Well, the weather in terms of the sun's been out. Our first day game today, but the first 3 night games went pretty well, including an 8-1 win last night.
Yeah, and you know, cold weather, wind blowing in, so nights that you don't anticipate a lot of offense, but nothing's been able to slow this lineup down. We've talked about the relentless approach. Now the home run balls are starting to come. Bryant, back-to-back days have gone deep. That was a hanging slider from Raisel Iglesias that he jumped on. So it's just been a joy to watch this club perform.
How about the pitchers? The Cubs pitching staff, that was Jason Hamill with an RBI double in the 5th last night. They've got a 744 OPS. Obviously, whatever you get from your pitching staff, you gladly take. Hamill scoring a little bit later on the Zobrist sac fly. So Cubs with the lead and didn't feel like it was ever really in doubt, but then they would add 5 in the 8th.
Yeah, it felt very comfortable when it was 3-0, and then they put that big inning on him. Addison Russell had a big night, had 3 hits, as did Dexter Fowler. Fowler continues to swing a tremendously hot bat. So the Reds came in here at 5-1, limp out of town, being swept. And they got a good taste of what this Cub lineup is capable of, and not just the lineup, but the pitching has been outstanding as well. And they play tremendous defense also.
No shutout as the Reds got a run in the 9th, but also limited damage as Justin Grimm finished off the Reds. So the Cubs winning 8-1. They're blowing everybody out these days. They've only had one-run decision, and it was their only loss of the year. But the Rockies come in, and they're always an intriguing club because of where they play half their games. They've won back-to-back games, scoring 21 runs against the Giants, but those games, always an asterisk, were at Coors Field.
Yeah, it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation with the Rockies. They score so many runs in their home ballpark. So you give their pitchers a break at home because it is such a tough environment to pitch in, but they don't do a whole lot better on the road, and that's always been the story for the Rockies. Score a bunch of runs at home, go out on the road, obviously not as capable offensively on the road, but the pitching numbers don't really mesh up with that narrative. We'll see what this current club is capable of doing. I don't think there are high expectations. They've got a lot of young guys in their rotation, but they probably have the best, I hate to say it, story in baseball this year. But Trevor Story, the young shortstop, man, what a start to his big league career.
So he's got 7 home runs, and we'll get into all the records he set in his first 4 games and 6 games. But he also hit 2 off the new high wall at Coors Field for triples on Wednesday. So he could have 9 home runs, and you put him together with Nolan Arenado, who is simply one of the best players in the league. The left side of their infield, they're in very good shape.
Yeah, and you know, with Arenado and Tulowitzki, we made that case. Now it's Trevor Story stepping in. Arenado, 42 home runs last year, tied with Bryce Harper to lead the National League. He drove in 130 runs to lead all of baseball, and looks like this Story kid is going to be a very solid contributor as well. So yeah, you worry about those 2 guys, and the guy in right field too, Carlos Gonzalez, still one of the premier players in the National League.
All right, it's early. We're only not even 2 weeks into the season, so you look at the numbers. You go Cubs averaging about 7 runs per game. The Rockies ERA is 7.20. Their offense scoring 6.5 runs per game. Is every game going to be 7-6?
Final score today, 4-2.
Right. That's
baseball does that to you. When you whatever you expect in this game, you get the opposite many times.
All right, wind is blowing in, by the way, so if you're going to hit the ball out of the yard to right, you definitely need to keep it low. It is Jackie Robinson Day, so all uniformed personnel all around baseball will wear number 42, including Kyle Hendricks. We'll hear from his manager next.
This program on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy, taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy.
What would we be without our mountains? Without the things that stand in our way, that make us better? At Coors, our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. Lagered, filtered, and packaged cold. Our mountains make us who we are. Your mountains make you who you are. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
Are you a Medicare beneficiary? Are you getting the most out of your plan? Due to healthcare reform, significant new benefits have been added to Medicare plans. If you have Medicare Parts A, B, or D, or any Medicare Advantage plan, benefits are now available with no deductibles or co-pays. And you can get dental, vision, and prescription coverage included. Call the Select Advisor helpline now to make sure you have all the benefits you're entitled to. At no cost or obligation, an experienced representative will compare and shop plans across multiple providers. The cost of health insurance and the denial of coverage due to pre-existing conditions has become a serious problem in America. But now, healthcare reform is available. Call now to make sure you're taking advantage of all the benefits offered to you. Speak with an advisor to help you get everything you're entitled to. Don't miss the deadline. Call Select Advisor today.
Call 1-800-741-6399. That's 1-800-741-6399.
Blackhawks Stanley Cup champion Jamal Mayers throwing out the ceremonial first pitch and part of our CSN Blackhawks pre- and post-game coverage. Blackhawks play Game 2 tonight. Let's hear from Joe Madden. Javier Baez is back from the DL.
Yep, you'll see him all over the place, over the map. He's gotten all his work in all the different positions. He'll continue to do so. We'll get him out there relatively soon. I want him to get in some action. A young guy like that, you cannot sit too long.
And obviously not having Schwarber now, does he have a bigger role than he might have had otherwise?
Javi?
Yeah.
He could. I can't tell you that for sure, only because we have so much versatility on that bench. And he's definitely there to give, like, Zoe and Addie a definite day off, maybe one a week, hopefully, something like that. In the outfield, a lot of lefties playing. You could give even Jason a day off in right field. There's so many different ways to get him involved, but I think Matt Caesar's doing a really nice job. I guess the point I'm trying to get at, Matty's done a really nice job too. Then you got Soler to get him involved there. There's so many moving parts right now. La Stella, all these guys are really viable, so I just got to try to get them all involved. 1885, I was negative 54, right? 69. I was negative 69, I think, at that point, something like that. It's really, I don't know. It's great that we have records that go back that far. All the comparison stuff. It's again, this is the stuff that people like to read. They need to read. Is there any pertinency other than the fact that we're doing well? I don't think so, but I think it's great. Again, I've talked about it 100 times. It's great, Barber and Banner. You pick up the paper in the morning, you read this stuff. You watch TV at night, you hear this stuff. It's good. It's good for baseball. It's good for us. It keeps everybody engaged. I love it. I think it's great. But at the end of the day, I don't worry about things like that. I think it's like I said, it means is that it's pretty obvious we've been working good at bats. And I'd like for us to continue to do that. To stay on that pace would be pretty amazing, but we'll probably back off a bit. But we're capable of a good pace all year, but it's really fun to draw comparisons from over 100 years ago. They come ready, man. Yeah, they come ready. They just come ready. It's just I'm watching them every day. I watch as I'm walking out to the field through the tunnel, by the batting tunnel. They're ready. They're engaged, and it just reminds me just to really be ready to do my job, hopefully, because these guys are definitely ready to do theirs.
And now, our national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Honda believes in helping you use your garage to its fullest potential. That's why we're offering great deals on the things you'll want in your garage, like the Honda CR-V. The best-selling SUV in America comes with a standard multi-angle rear-view camera and plenty of cargo space. Great for transporting lots of stuff, say to storage or the dump. Hurry to the Honda Dream Garage sales event. You've got a garage to fill. The most durable, longest-lasting brand in its class has great deals. Now at your Honda dealer.
Thank you. Ordering Chinese food is a very predictable experience. I order B14, I get B14. No surprises. Buying business internet, on the other hand, can be a roller coaster white-knuckle thrill ride. You're promised one speed, but do you consistently get it? You do with Comcast Business. It's reliable, just like Kung Pao fish. Thank you, Pink.
Reliably fast internet starts at $59.95 a month. Comcast Business, built for business.
For small business owners, there's never enough time in the day. Carly goes from cooking for 3 people to catering for 300. Basically, we're her back office. Whether it's having flyers available at her venues, banners, posters, we'll be here to help tell her story. And she knows that. Carly knows that.
From printing to packing, shipping to marketing, together, there's nothing we can't solve. Go to a UPS store today to see how.
Come on. Don't drop your phone. Drop your network. Bring your phone to Cricket Wireless. We have more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. Cricket Wireless. Something to smile about.
To Chicago Cubs baseball on CSN. It's presented to you by State Farm. Wind is blowing in. Still cool today, but blue skies above as the Cubs entertain the Colorado Rockies, game 1 of a 3-game weekend set. And welcome inside our broadcast booth, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. Cubs off to a great start, 8-1, their best start since 1969, and really bludgeoning opponents.
Yeah, they've done everything well, and that's why they've pitched extremely well. The offense has been prolific, and they've caught the ball. They've only made 2 errors all year, so you look at the run differential in that 2-game set with the Angels, then with the Diamondbacks winning 3 out of 4 and sweeping the Cincinnati Reds out of town, a 43, plus 43 run differential, tied for second best in Major League history through a team's first 9 games.
Right-handers on the mound, Chad Bettis for the Rockies, Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs. Cubs with a perfect homestand to start it as they swept the Reds. We'll have game 1 against the Rockies next.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, we're on the adventure of a lifetime, and we need something that can keep up.
Well, the RAV4 is tech-savvy, has an NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating, and plenty of cargo space for your gear so you'll be ready for anything. Now, what kind of adventure are we talking about?
You're looking at him.
Aw, double trouble.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2016 RAV4, or lease RAV4 for only $209 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
We try to stay directly within the Fields Auto Group. Fields has a wonderful reputation.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated.
They're as invested in me as a person as I am in them, and that makes a huge difference. It makes me come back.
It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of the Fields Matters program.
I felt confident in buying because of the service and the fact that this dealership would stand behind it.
Fields matters because you matter.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Transparency. Low fares. Nothing to hide.
Jackie Robinson Day, April the 15th. 69th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking baseball's color barrier in 1947. Rockies and Cubs will all wear number 42, the umpires as well. And now the Rockies Southwest starting lineup. They're managed by Walt Weiss. They come in at 5-4. Ex-Cub DJ LeMahieu in the leadoff spot. Story, we mentioned him in the open. Carlos Gonzalez has always hit Cubs pitching. Arenado, one of the best in the business, at third. Gerardo Parra is in center. Ryan Rayburn plays left. It's Ben Paulson at first. Tony Walters, a rookie catcher, with Chad Bettis, the pitcher, hitting ninth.
Cubs defensively. The front court, Jorge Soler, Dexter Fowler, Jason Hayward, left, center, right. Bryant Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo, third to first. Miguel Montero is behind the plate and 60 feet 6 inches away. He's the crafty right-hander. He's our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher here this afternoon. His name is Kyle Hendricks. On Saturday, he went 6 2/3 against the Diamondbacks. He threw strike one to better than 3/4 of the batters he faced in that game. Got a lot of ground ball outs. Allowed 4 hits, a couple of runs, 1 walk, struck out 5. So a good start to 2016 for Kyle Hendricks, who is now 16-9 with a 3.47 ERA in his 46 major league starts with the Cubs.
Get the umpires for you today. John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, back of the plate. That's Bill Welke at first. His big brother Tim retiring after over 4,200 major league games. Vic Carapazza's at second. Clint Fagan is over at third. And here we go. Hendricks. First pitch, strike to LeMahieu on a fastball at 86 miles an hour. We welcome those viewers watching on MLB Network today. Sinker strike at 87. It's 0-2.
Yeah, threw a ton of those sinkers in that start against the Diamondbacks. Sacrificing a little velocity to get movement because he's not going to overpower you anyway.
In the air, Soler in left center makes the catch. So LeMahieu, off to a hot start, is 0 for 1 today.
Sinker change up there for Hendricks to start the ball game. He'll also mix in the occasional curveball.
Here's Trevor Story. Rockies opening day shortstop. First guy not named Troy Tulowitzki at that position on opening day since 2006. Cutter on the outside corner for a strike. It has warmed up a little bit. 52 degrees with an east wind at 8 miles an hour. Story, the first player in Major League history to homer in his first 4 career games. Only player to record 6 in his team's first 4 games. First player to have 2 games with at least 2 home runs within his first 4 games. First 4 hits of his career were home runs. That's a first.
Yeah, it's a big mistake to set the bar that high. I mean, this kid can only go down from here.
7 homers in his first 8 games, as many or more homers than 13 teams collectively.
He's a fly ball hitter, so he's going to put up big numbers in Colorado. He's going to be a good, solid performer. I think there's a lot of swing and miss in his game. He punched out 180 plus times as a minor leaguer early in his career, but plenty of power.
Kind of patterns his game after the aforementioned Tulowitzki. Full count, 3-2.
So you've got a ground ball pitcher and a fly ball hitter. See Hendricks' MO there, trying to work the bottom of the zone.
Carlos Gonzalez on deck. We'll try it again.
Trevor Story, a supplemental pick after the first round in 2011. Boy, a lot of good players in that draft. Javi Baez, Francisco Lindor of the Indians. Garrett Cole was #1 overall that year.
Bounced foul. So Baez is active after starting the season on the DL with the thumb injury. Munenori Kawasaki heads back to AAA Iowa to make room for Baez. Story getting an opportunity with Jose Reyes sitting out after an off-season arrest. Charges were dropped recently, but MLB still will likely suspend him as Russell throws out Story 2 down.
Good work by Hendricks, keeping him on the ground.
Just talking to people, it's possible Jose Reyes may not play at all for the Rockies. Again, he never did come to spring training in the way Story has started. It's kind of been a non-story, so to speak.
The Rays' days in Colorado are likely over. I mean, they're going to have to negotiate a buyout, right? Because he's got this year and next plus a buyout in his contract. And they owe him a bucket full of money.
Here's Cargo. He's hit in 9 games to start the season. Finished last year on a 10-game hitting streak, so that's 19 in a row, a career high. And we want to welcome all our viewers watching on LN Satellite Communications in Lost Nation, Iowa.
I would ask you where that is, but apparently no one knows. Cubs
overshift on the infield to the right. Against against Gonzalez. Swing and a miss on a changeup.
Pretty changeup. There's the circle change fading down and away.
Diving stop. Addison Russell out at first. What a play. Good dig by Rizzo at the other end as well. So Russell helping out his pitcher. Now Hendricks needs good defense behind him. Cubs coming up.
When did paying for airfare become so unfair? At Southwest, we believe in transparency. Transparency means we don't dream up ways we can trick you into paying more. It's why we still let 2 bags fly free and don't have change fees. So our low fares stay low. Just the way you like it.
T-Mobile hit it out of the park. We doubled our LTE coverage to cover over 305 million Americans. And our new extended range LTE goes 2 times farther and works 4 times better in buildings than before. Switch to T-Mobile for major league coverage today.
3,000 bottles of beer on the wall, 3,000 bottles of beer. If one of those bottles happen to fall, 2,999 bottles of beer on the wall.
For the last 5 days, 17 hours, and 23 minutes, you've been a passenger.
I'm back in baby's arms. How I miss those.
Mazda's Skyactiv technology makes it good to be a driver.
Back in baby's arms.
If today's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Here's the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. Cubs 8 up, 1 down through 9, scoring a ton of runs. Fowler leading the way. Hayward and Zobrist 2 and 3. Rizzo trying to snap along Olfer. Chris Bryant's homered in 2 straight. Soler in left. Montero back of the plate. Addison Russell heating up. And Hendricks, the pitcher, bats 9th. And Chad Bettis ready to work. And a first pitch strike on the former Rocky, Dexter Fowler.
Chad Bettis, the Rockies' Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher, and he's working in a hurry. 1-0 through 2 starts with a .438.
I wonder if he's watched some opposing starters against the Cubs.
Trying to set a tone here against this patient team. Trying to be the predator here. 8-6 last year in 20 big league starts with a .423 ERA. Bettis 26 years of age, from Lubbock, Texas, and Texas Tech University.
Turns 27 later this month.
A 2 and a 4 seam fastball. Cutter, curve and a change. Flips up a real slow curve from time to time.
Strike 3 called. Inside corner, might have been off the corner. That's what Dexter Fowler may be relaying to John Hirschbeck.
Well, a little 2-seamer. Yeah, probably a little bit off the inside corner. Walters was set up in there, so he bought one for his right-hander.
Jason Hayward looking for his first homer as a Cub and pulls that one foul. Time for our Xfinity high-speed action. Jason Hayward this week receiving the Wilson Defensive Player of the Year, the 2nd straight year as the best defender in right field. He owns 3 Gold Gloves. He won the Fielding Bible Award last year as well. And per Baseball Reference's wins above replacement, he's been worth nearly 10 on the defensive side alone in his career. So here's the Gold Glove. Swing and a miss. So today he got the Gold Glove. Last night he got the Wilson Trophy. And he's piling up the hardware.
He's the Secretary of Defense. First of what we expect will be many full counts. It's been a theme with this Cub lineup.
Ball 4.
Strikeout walk so far, but sooner or later they're going to put it in play, and somebody's going to have to catch it for the Rockies. And check them out defensively. The veteran Ryan Rayburn, and a little shakeup in the outfield. Charlie Blackman on the DL with turf toe. Barta Parra's won a couple Gold Gloves. He's in center. Carlos Gonzalez has won 3 of those, as has Nolan Arenado, 3 in a row, as a matter of fact, to start his career. LeMahieu won a Gold Glove a couple of years back. His Keystone combo mate there is Story. Paulson at first. And Walters, he's an interesting story too. He started his career as an infielder, made the transition to catching a couple years back.
Yeah, so you mentioned several premier defenders. They're last in the majors here early on in defensive efficiency, moving balls in play into outs.
Yeah, but I wonder if in their big ballpark, if that's almost always the case.
Right.
That's why the batting average on balls in play is always high at Coors Field. That guy there, Arenado, is a magician.
2-1 on Ben Zobrist. This is a milestone game for him. Career game number 1,200. Slide step, swing and a miss. Spun him around.
Good action on that. I believe it's a changeup. It throws it pretty hard. That one went on the board at 88, so maybe just a sinker. Zobrist out in front of it a little bit. Likely moving here.
There he goes. Zobrist in the center. Parra racing in, dives, and he caught it. Throw back to first is late.
Well, what a tough position to be in if you're a base runner. First off, spectacular play by Parra. He's been one of the better defensive outfielders in the game for a while now. I thought he one-hopped it. Nobody asked me my opinion, and we're going to get a good look here. And he got it. Clean catch. That's a tough read for Hayward, and he's able to scramble back. Because if you give up on the play too early and start back, you run the risk of being forced at second base.
So here's Anthony Rizzo hitting 182. He does have 10 RBIs, including 3 game winners, and is trying to snap an 0 for 17. That's one way to try to do it against the shift. Arenado is basically playing shortstop, so you see all that room. And the Rockies seem content. Hey, if you're going to do it, do it. Thought about it again. And Arenado is not going to budge.
Yeah, ideally, you want your cleanup hitter up there looking to, hit one over the outfielder's heads, to drive in that run from first base with 2 outs. But Anthony's been scuffling a little bit here lately, so he's just looking for something positive. He's got a pretty dangerous hitter waiting on deck too.
Chris Bryant on deck. Line shot to left. Rayburn on the move. Makes the catch. 0-0 after 1. And Cubs baseball on CSN is presented to you by State Farm.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis?
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
New Ford SUVs have great technology that helps you feel unstoppable. Turbocharged EcoBoost engines merge exhilarating power with great fuel efficiency, while new voice-activated Sync 3 keeps you connected with an easy-to-use design. And even when your hands are full, your foot can lend a hand. Now get an Escape with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash.
Clean up at Cricket Wireless. Switch and get select 4G LTE smartphones for as low as $19.99. Plus, no annual contracts. New phone smell. Cricket Wireless. Something to smile about.
Taking the hassle out of yard work just got even easier. During the Echo National Sales Event, get a pro-grade Echo trimmer or handheld blower for only $149.99 each, backed by a 5-year warranty. But hurry, these deals will be gone before you know it. So take back your yard with Echo.
Wrigley Field, your Coors Light in-game update. We're scoreless as we move to the second inning here. Javier Baez activated from the 15-day DL. Walked into the clubhouse this morning, big smile, said hello to all the media. He is happy to be up here, happy to be healthy, guys, and understood when he talked to all of us. Says, I know I would love to be an everyday guy, but I understand that I'll be rotating around a lot, and really, I just want to make an impact on this team as soon as I can, but said he has enjoyed watching what they've done so far. Says this is one nasty lineup, and I just hope that I get pitched to when my time comes.
Thank you, Kelly. And good to have Baez back. Yeah, I mean, we listened to Joe on the pregame show kind of talking through how he's going to fit in as Arenado gets that one past Hendricks, and he'll be safe with an infield hit. So that is the first hit of the ball game. He's trying to keep this guy in the ballpark, and this is what he does.
Yeah, a good sign, though, as Hendricks gets yet another ground ball. And Kyle
calling it an error.
Whiffed on a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so.
So they gave him an error on Hendricks here?
They did. Okay.
Guess I shouldn't mark my scorebook so quickly.
I thought it would be a hit. Hara fouls off. Got 5 hits his last 3 games and has hit .369 in his career here at Wrigley Field. He's got a 3-year deal over the winter. Spent time with the Brewers and the Orioles last year. And an excellent diving catch in the bottom of the first. As you mentioned, Charlie Blackmon's got turf toe. He just went on the DL yesterday. Normally plays center. Swing and a miss. And Parra is gone.
Cub fans, tomorrow and Sunday's game with the Rockies are close to sellouts. Remember to go to Cubs.com. Plan now for the games you want all season long. Also, a reminder here that the Cubs have added metal detectors at all Wrigley Field gates. Gates open 2 hours before each game. Please make sure to give yourself extra time to enter the ballpark. For additional information, visit Cubs.com/security.
Ball hit hard past Ben Zobrist. So Ryan Rayburn is on. Arenado to third, and he's safe. And on the play, Rayburn will take second. So a single, and he advanced on the throw. So the Rockies have runners at second and third with one out. And that now is the first hit.
We talk a lot about Coors Field and the Coors Field effect. Because their outfield is so big there, outfielders have takes a few extra steps sometimes to get to the ball. So Rockies players are conditioned to always look to take the extra base, and that's what Arenado does here. He's a high energy guy, and he'll run into some outs from time to time, but pushes the envelope there, and it pays off.
Corner men in a bit. They're back up the middle, and Soler is over, and the wind took it right to the barrier. So foul strike on Ben Paulson, the first baseman. Yeah, so Blackman on the DL. Nick Hundley has been undergoing the concussion protocol. He took a foul ball off his mask the other day. He is on their active roster. I would not expect to see him in action today. That's why Tony Walters is in the starting lineup. They've got three catchers currently on their roster. Dustin Garneau, right-handed hitter, is on their bench.
The other thing that aggressive base running by Arenado does is it allows Rayburn to get into scoring position and take away the double play opportunity here. Such a big weapon for Hendricks with all the ground balls he gets.
Base hit. Arenado will score. Rayburn will stop. And it's 1-0 Colorado. Stu Cole is Rockies' third base coach. Put up the stop sign. That's Eric Young Sr., ex-Cub, at first.
Yeah, the dreaded elevated sinker there. That one thigh high. Paulson puts a good swing on it. A little bit surprised that Cole didn't go ahead and send Rayburn here as he gets down near the bottom of the batting order.
That will be an unearned run as Arenado reached on the error by the pitcher. And here is another good story on this roster. Although his last name isn't Story, it's Walters. Tony. He had not played above Double-A prior to this season. He was in the Indians organization and claimed on waivers in February by the Rockies, their opening day roster. And he lines to Russell. 2 down. And that will bring up the pitcher, Bettis. I was talking with Cubs pitching coach Chris Bosio before the game. This is the 4th career start for Hendricks against the Rockies, and normally you say familiarity helps hitters against pitchers, but Hendricks is a little bit like Greg Maddux in that he's so good with the scouting reports. Boz said he thinks Kyle should do better generally against opponents the more he sees them.
Yeah, and that is somewhat rare, because normally the more hitters see a guy, they get used to seeing the ball out of his hand. They know the way he approaches things, the action on his pitches. But you're right, Hendricks is a very studious guy, and he works very hard at learning and then exploiting the weaknesses of opposing hitters.
I remember Maddux, and if he didn't know an opposing hitter, that bothered him. He wanted as much information he could possibly get on guys he would face. We also want to welcome those watching us around the world on the Armed Forces Network. Stay safe. Thanks for all you do. Great to have you with us today for the Rockies and Cubs as the inning comes to an end. Rockies put up an unearned tally and lead 1-0.
We built this thingy. We built this thingy on tech that's old. We built this thingy. But we built.
Yeah, Xfinity built this newer thingy that lets me search with my voice.
We're good. Don't fall for DirecTV. Find shows faster with the X1 voice remote, only from Xfinity. Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call or go online today.
Honda believes in helping you use your garage to its fullest potential. That's why we're offering great deals on the things you'll want in your garage, like the Honda CR-V. The best-selling SUV in America comes with a standard multi-angle rear-view camera and plenty of cargo space. Great for transporting lots of stuff, say to storage or the dump. Hurry to the Honda Dream Garage sales event. You've got a garage to fill. The most durable, longest-lasting brand in its class has great deals. Now at your Honda dealer.
His trip to Mars is only one way.
He is the most interesting man in the world.
Adios, amigo. Stay thirsty, my friend.
Try friending the way it was meant to be. The weekend is just the beginning. And start now at the Bass Pro Shops Workender event and sale with great deals throughout the store, plus free demos, social hour, and great prizes. April 22nd and 23rd.
We're back, bottom of the second. Rockies lead 1-0 tonight. Leila Rahimi hosts Sports Talk Live as the focus turns to the Blackhawks and a pivotal Game 2. Guests include Sun-Times sports columnist Rick Tellender and from St. Louis, the Blues color analyst Darren Peng. Tune in, Sports Talk Live, presented by Chevy Silverado tonight after Cubs postgame live. So the postgame runs into sports talk, into pregame, into a hockey game. Really no reason to leave the living room.
Hall of Famer Pat Foley is watching us as he preps for Game 2 tonight. So shout out to Pat. We got to hear his goal call a few times.
Yeah, that'd be good
tonight. Fastball missing on Chris Bryant, who was homered in 2 consecutive games. Outside, 2-0. So Chris went hitless in the 2 games in Anaheim to start the season. He's hit .310 since. Borderline that time. 2-1. Big crowd here today. Fans in the ballpark starting their weekend early. Only game in baseball. Everything else tonight. Which is normally a Wrigley Field tradition when we're home.
Nice to be out under the sunshine. No chase. 3-2 on Bryant again.
Line, and it just got under the glove of Paulson, the first baseman. Cubs on the hit board. Leadoff man is on.
It's such a mature approach for a young slugger, a guy who likes to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and that's his moneymaker, that power. But he's multi-dimensional. He's patient. He'll take his walks. He'll take what the pitcher gives him. This is a fastball in a good spot, actually, from Bettis' point of view. It's out of the danger zone, down and away. And if Brian tries to do a whole lot with it, other than what he did, he probably has a negative result.
Jorge Soler playing left. Curve at 75. He's in for a strike. Pinch hit last night, walked and scored. It's like Bettis will be tough to run on. We saw Hayward earlier, but that was not a straight steal.
Yeah, he doesn't waste a lot of time, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Pretty quick. And he'll alter that a little bit, too. This time he's going to hold it a little longer.
Popped up and back to the seats.
minimal leg kick there for Bettis. Not going to give the runners much of a chance.
Two and two the count. Miguel Montero is on deck. Fly ball the other way. And they call Cargo. Hauls it in. 1 out. Host your most valued clients and guests in Wrigley Field's largest luxury suite, the Fannie Mae Bleachers Suite. This climate-controlled, all-inclusive area provides guests with a unique view of the ballpark and the center field batter's eye. It is perfect for socializing and networking with Wrigley Field serving as the backdrop. For more info and to purchase, visit Cubs.com/premier. Also a welcome to the production crew from 20th Century Fox. They just wrapped a new pilot show, APB, shot here in Chicago. They're celebrating and enjoying the game out of the Budweiser bleachers. One strike on Montero, who figures to play even more now with Kyle Schwarber done for the year. This is his third consecutive start. Probably goes tomorrow as well, and then David Ross will catch John Lester on Sunday. That was a nice luxury for Joe Madden to have that third catcher, Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, obviously it helps in that you could rest Montero an extra day. And plus to have pinch hit options if you want to hit for your catcher and have a fallback position.
And he got him.
He said, Joe did, after Kyle got hurt, though, that he would still be willing to pinch hit for his catchers. Some managers don't like to do that for fear of a risk, and then you're kind of hung as to, and he said, I just got to identify who that third catcher would be.
So David Ross, we mentioned, came up with the pointing down at the base, and there's been a lot of speculation as to what it's all about. Don't know who wrote it today. It might have been Mark Gonzalez. I like to give credit where credit is due, but it's the idea is it's all about the present, the moment, right here. This is where we are right now.
I thought it was all about that base, like the song.
It could be too. Swing and a miss. Runner goes, and out is Bryant. So there is that pitcher Bettis, quick to the plate. Walters threw him out. 1-0 Colorado.
Here I am in Cancun, and I don't even remember taking this one.
We'll be in touch.
Hi, I'm just following up on the interview.
Impatient. Dim and impatient. Hunger keeps inventing new problems. So we invented new Snickers Crisper.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Ankin. If you've been hurt at work or injured in an auto accident, I'd like to be your lawyer. Please call me at 312-600-0000. Ankin Law. Injury law. Made personal.
Performance, no matter where, no matter what. The only intelligent all-wheel drive system with enhanced driving performance for all-season capability is now available on more models than ever. We only make one thing. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit your Chicagoland BMW centers today.
For a limited time, you can get a great deal on this Passat.
Wow, it looks really good.
Volkswagen believes safety is very important, so all 11 models come standard with an intelligent crash response system. 7 stability-enhancing systems. And equipment for 2 child seats.
for those who take safety seriously. Like we do. The Volkswagen Safety in Numbers event is happening now. Hurry in and lease a 2016 Passat S for $189 a month after a $1,250 bonus.
Today's CSN Bar of the Game, presented by Coors Light, is JT's Porch. See the complete list of the CSN bars of the game, presented by Coors Light. Visit csnchicago.com. Not mine, JT's.
Rockies with an unearned run, leading 1-0. Well, Mayhew in the leadoff spot with Blackman on the DL. He hit .542 against the Cubs last year, 13 out of 24. He flying to left and start the game today. The 24th season of Colorado Rockies baseball. They entered the National League in 1993 as an expansion team with the then Florida Marlins. One National League pennant, that was 2007. Nice pick on the short hop by Chris Bryant.
Yep, and way back on that one, and bad things are likely to happen. See that ball hit the dirt in front of home plate? Come and get it. Glove stays low, and the throw is true. He's large, but he's agile.
So one out, and here's a shortstop Story. Grounded to short his first time. We're still trying to figure out how to play winning baseball with half your games a mile above sea level and half your games elsewhere. It is a different game in Denver. So here's statistically kind of how you measure it up. This is the entire franchise history of the Rockies. They score over 6 runs a game at home. They're under 4 on the road. They hit .307. The key number there is the BABIP. That's batting average on balls in play. Not talking home runs, any ball that is in play. It's a huge ballpark. .339 is off the charts. So contact obviously is paramount there. You also referenced the fact that obviously they're going to give up a lot of runs at home, but they give up too many runs on the road.
Yeah, and I don't know if, I guess the easy explanation would be just the psychological damage that the pitchers take pitching there. Maybe the physical effects of pitching at altitude too.
Story strikes out, number 2 for Hendricks.
And I've heard all kinds of theories. I've heard that the breaking ball doesn't work at home, so guys don't throw that many, and so when they go out on the road for their starts, they don't feel like they have command of that pitch. I don't know if there's any way to prove that.
Yeah, you've heard, get strikeout pitchers, keep balls out of play. Well, everybody wants strikeout pitchers. Change-ups theoretically.
Well, De La Rosa is like, ask him, because he's the one guy that's figured it out, at least in terms of being able to pitch successfully at Coors Field.
The tapper off the bat of Gonzalez, and Hendricks will pick it up, step on the bag, and that's the inning. Second 1-2-3 for Kyle.
When did paying for airfare become so unfair? At Southwest, we believe in transparency. Transparency means we don't dream up ways we can trick you into paying more. It's why we still let 2 bags fly free and don't have change fees. So our low fares stay low. Just the way you like it.
Great time for a shiny floor wax, no? Not if you just put the finishing touches on your latest masterpiece. Timing's important. Comcast Business knows that. That's why you can schedule an installation at a time that works for you, even late at night or on the weekend if that's what you need, because you have enough to worry about. I did not see that coming.
Don't deal with disruptions. Get better internet installed on your schedule. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Oh, let's go. That's pretty sweet.
The starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls.
This is the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened in my life.
Tomorrow, Dexter Fowler looks to torch his former team as the Cubs break out the lumber in a Game 2 tilt with Cargo and the Rockies. Grab the latest intel before the action on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto. Tomorrow at 12:30 on CSN Chicago.
Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card, only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Russell at the plate when Chris Bryant was thrown out to end the second. So 8-9-1 against Chad Bettis. Ground ball to third. That's Arenado. Let's go back to Addison Russell on the other side with his glove.
Yeah, he's made a number of spectacular plays already this year. One of the best young shortstops, one of the best shortstops, period, in baseball. The flat out play. Look, see, that's a great shot there. You see him ready before the pitch. On the bounce, ready to react.
Think of some signature moments early on in his career. The home run to win the game on opening night against the Reds the other night. But how about the defensive play he made against the Cardinals last September? A dive
going up the middle,
flip to second.
Yeah.
Hendricks is down 0-2.
Kyle got a knock in his first start.
Ball strike three. Bettis. Good pace. Good strong here early on.
And the playing center fielder, Dexter Fowler.
I have not seen the new Ken Burns documentary on Jackie Robinson. I hear great things about it.
I saw a decent amount of part 2 the other night. It's a 4-hour movie, and PBS was showing it in 2 parts, like part of part 2.
Major League Baseball every year on April 15th honors Robinson's legacy. He played 93 career games here at Wrigley Field, hit .295 in the friendly confines. Number is retired all around baseball. The only time you see that number active is today. Three and one to Fowler. Ball 4. Base machine, Dexter Fowler. So he's been on base once in 2 tries today, and his on base percentage will go down because it was .590 coming in.
It's like Little League. Not supposed to be able to do that at this level.
He is the leader in that department. So a 2-out walk ahead of Hayward. Takes the pitch off the outside corner. miss on a changeup.
Yeah, got good command of that changeup today. Well, his career splits as a big leaguer. He's actually been tougher on left-handed hitters than righties, and we're seeing why now with that sinker changeup combination. Left-handed hitters have a hard time solving that. Might prove to be one of those guys you'd be better off hitting more right-handed batters against.
LeMahieu makes a catch. Tough play. And DJ LeMahieu able to run it down. Cubs lead 1 and trail 1-0 after 3.
I have a list.
Okay.
So she needs automatic emergency braking, blind spot detection, and lane departure warning.
All available on the Elantra and Sonata.
And a better warranty than Toyota, Nissan, or Chevy.
America's best warranty, standard with every Hyundai.
Let's check in with the boss.
Okay. Sorry, excuse me.
We'll take both.
Hurry in and lease the 2016 Sonata for just $145 a month.
Just one.
She seems like a great boss.
T-Mobile hit it out of the park. We doubled our LTE coverage to cover over 305 million Americans. And our new extended range LTE goes 2 times farther and works 4 times better in buildings than before. Switch to T-Mobile for major league coverage today.
3,000 bottles of beer on the wall, 3,000 bottles of beer. If one of those bottles happen to fall, 2,999 bottles of beer on the wall.
Personalizing means choice options, and Menards has just that. Geldwin has a variety of windows and patio doors, and they're all on sale. You'll always admire your home with help from Menards. Complete the job with DAP Alex Plus caulk. It's great for interior or exterior use. Plus, it's paintable and flexible. Available in white or clear. Get 2 tubes for only $3.
Save big money at Menards. Tonight on CSN, the NHL playoffs continue from St. Louis as the Blackhawks and Blues fight to gain the edge in a pivotal primetime matchup. Blackhawks at Blues. Game 2 coverage begins at 6:30 on CSN Chicago.
Tonight, Patrick Kane and the Blackhawks look to shake off Wednesday's tough overtime loss and even up the series with St. Louis. Game 2 coverage begins at 6:30 on CSN Chicago. Blackhawks playoff hockey is brought to you by Volvo.
I had Taves pegged for the game winner in OT. Fortunately, it was the other team's captain. The Blackhawks played very well.
Yeah, they carried the play. At least the bit I watched.
The key there, you start on the road, is to win one of the first 2. So still very possible. 1-1 on Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, sinker in on the hands.
So here's an interesting note. So Arenado last year hit 42 home runs. That tied for the National League lead with Bryce Harper. And before you're sitting at home going, yeah, but he played at Coors Field. No, he hit more on the road than he did at home. That deflects off the glove of Hendricks and actually helped Russell. So 1-6-3.
Yeah, his batting average at home was far better than it was on the road. And I think that's the big difference, the Coors Field influence. We showed that graphic where we talked about BABIP, batting average on balls in play. That's where it really is a difference maker. Yeah, the light air, the ball carries further, so you're going to give up some home runs. But for me, it's trying to accommodate the light air. They built this great big ballpark, and it creates all this wide open space that enhances batting average.
Ara bunts foul. Well, I think there are 2 things, kind of the macro for the Rockies and how they approach things is either dig in and do very specific things, whether it's rest or however you want to do it with altitude, or go the complete opposite direction and just ignore it. And tell the players it doesn't matter.
Just try to build the best baseball team possible and not worry about what.
Yeah.
Trying to accommodate the conditions there. I don't know the answer. I don't know if anybody knows the answer. That's the problem. They've tried a lot of different things. It's been a tough go for them. Their last winning season was 2010. Over the last 4 years, they've averaged 94 losses per season.
Ground ball to Ben Zobrist. Yeah, the other kind of funky thing for a position player, if you think about your own legacy, the obvious answer is, everybody wants to go to Coors Field. They want to hit 330 and hit 40 bombs every year. But on the flip side, I do think guys like Todd Helton, Larry Walker, maybe even Arenado now, who would be an MVP candidate with those numbers on any other club, they do get penalized.
Yeah, and it's incumbent on the people voting for the awards and to kind of break down the numbers, look at a guy's performance, home row, try to make some adjustments because of the conditions.
Rayburn is 2 for 2. Probably would not have been in their lineup today had Charlie Blackmon not been put on the DL. Nice job by Hayward. Rayburn is thinking about possibly 2. These are little subtle plays, aren't they, by a Gold Glover in the outfield. Instead of a runner at second with 2 outs, he's out of scoring position. We need to talk to Billy Williams here in about a month, because I know he watches outfield play in this ballpark. As Fowler makes a catch, and I'm sure Billy has already been impressed with the way Hayward's played right. 1-0 Rockies.
Want more friends this summer? Get a new pool from The Great Escape with preseason savings up to $1,500 on all pools. Plus, up to an additional $1,500 with free installation. Only at The Great Escape.
Something doesn't feel right. Green lights across the board. What's going on up there? No backup system, Houston. I'm flying solo here.
Does he have it?
I'm on it. Re-entry in 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for the care package, Houston. Dinner's on me. Just another day in the rocket biz. Oh, fudge nuggets.
Before earning enough cash back from Bank of America to buy a new gym bag. Before earning 1% cash back everywhere, every time. And 2% back at the grocery store. Even before he got 3% back on gas. Kenny used his Bank Americard Cash Rewards credit card to join the Wednesday Night League. Because he loves to play hoops, not jump through them. That's the excitement of rewarding connections. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
Closed captioning of Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by U.S. Waterproofing.
A little seepage in your basement is no need to panic. Count on the experts at U.S. Waterproofing to diagnose and repair the problem. For a free consultation, call 888-SEEPAGE or visit seepage.com.
The Chicago Cubs offers special programs designed for your future Cub, from Kids Sundays at Wrigley Field to Clark's Crew and baseball summer camps. Throughout the Chicago area, there are many ways to build lifelong Cubs memories with your kids. Visit Cubs.com/kids to learn all about our Cubs Kids offerings. And Bettis working with a 1-0 lead as he'll face Zobrist, Rizzo, and Bryant here in the bottom of the 4th.
He's issued a couple of walks, allowed 1 base hit. He's been far more efficient than most pitchers we've seen against the Cubs this year. Middle of the order will get their second look at him here and see if they can make an adjustment.
1-1 on Zobrist. Robbed of a blue pit by Gerardo Parra in the first. He lines to Paulson.
Well, that was well struck. But unfortunately for Zobrist, Olsen well positioned.
The 0-1 is inside on Rizzo. This back quickly. Bettis went to Texas Tech. And from Lubbock, Texas, is where Texas Tech is. The right center, and it's Parra.
It's been impressive here today, Bettis. Keeping the ball down, working quickly. Well, wind shouldn't be an issue for him if you're from Lubbock. Wind blows hard there all the time.
He was an 8th-round pick of the Astros out of high school, 2007. And had his mind set on Texas Tech. Yeah, Lubbock, northwest part of the state, just south of the Panhandle.
It's wide open, it's flat.
Right in the heart of cotton country.
If you live in Lubbock for any time, you start to get a little lean in your gait. You're always walking into the wind.
Among the most famous people born in Lubbock, Buddy Holly and Mac Davis. Strike 2 on Bryant.
Baby, don't get hooked on me. Mac Davis.
That one baseball hook. Lubbock was founded in 1876, the first year of the National League. I think that's more coincidence than anything, but short right. Gonzalez in. He leaves his feet and makes the catch. So the Rockies flashing leather all over the diamond, helping their starter Bettis as they lead the Cubs 1-0 after 4.
I could get used to this.
I could get used to this.
The luxuriously transformed 2016 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid.
I could get used to this.
Once you experience this level of luxury,
I could get used to this.
there's no going back. Lease the 2016 ES 350 for $339 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
At Feeney Autos in Elgin, we are excited. We celebrate this spring clearance event with our lowest prices on our entire inventory. Now that's exciting. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, all with 0% financing available. Look at this 2016 Wrangler. Huge savings. Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. More huge savings. Town and Country or Grand Caravan. Even more huge savings. And this event includes all certified pre-owned vehicles. Find it at Feeney. Feeney Autos in Elgin.
The simple truth is, sometimes life isn't just. Someone crosses over the line, the best laid plans fail, or the sky falls, and lives are changed forever, and people suffer. And when that happens, you might find a system that is not just. That's the reason I began my career, because even when life isn't just, there can be justice, and everyone deserves justice.
Cubs, Rockies, tomorrow at 12:30 on CSN Chicago.
Take home a game-used or autographed item and help benefit Cubs charities. Cubs Authentics is the premier outlet for all MLB authenticated Cubs memorabilia. Visit Cubs.com/authentics to bid on weekly auction items and to pre-order game-used bases and baseballs. The Cubs will donate net proceeds from the sale of Cubs Authentics items to Cubs charities. pitchers have been the story here early on. As Hendricks and Bettis both been very good. Kyle's error led to the only run so far back in the second. Walters with a nice throw to get Chris Bryant earlier. Converted infielder. The wind and the 1-2 swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him on a changeup. 9 games coming in. 8 have been quality starts for the Cubs. That's their best start in that regard since 1978. And then on top of that, JD, the bullpen's been even better.
Yeah. It's been pretty impressive work. They're not walking people. Keeping the ball in the yard.
One on Bettis. Back here on CSN tomorrow, same time, same place. Christian Bergman and Jake Arrieta. And then on Sunday, Tyler Chatwood and John Lester to wrap up the homestand. Come out and see Jake or watch us here on CSN. You might see a no-hitter. You might see a home run.
You might see a shutout. ERA of 0 for Arrieta in the last 5 home starts last year. Hendricks last year, 180 innings, struck out 167, so better than average strikeout rate. You think of him as a pitch-to-contact, ground ball type guy. Whoops.
That one rolled right up the arm of Chris Bryant, so the Cubs have made 2 errors.
Matching their season total coming into this game. You could argue that the one on Hendricks should have been ruled a hit. Now, Arenado, who hit it, probably wouldn't fight for it because it was just a little tapper. This was an easier play than the one Chris made earlier. Maybe got caught peeking a little bit.
So it brings up the LSU product, LeMahieu. He bunts foul.
Now, LeMahieu's a good handler of the bat. Doesn't strike out all that much. He's a guy you'd like to play hit and run with. But with the pitcher being the base runner, that's not likely. Stu Cole down there at third base, a pretty long look. There's Walt Weiss, the manager.
A long-time big league shortstop, Walt Weiss.
He could pick it. He was a rookie of the year. What, 89, 90, somewhere in there?
'88 with Oakland.
88.
It's out of play to right. 14 years in the big leagues for Weiss. He was an all-star near the end of his career with Atlanta, playing for Bobby Cox. 1998.
Well, play for Tony La Russa and Bobby Cox. You had to learn something along the way.
Yeah, and he didn't have any experience when he got this job as LeMahieu strikes out. I think that was stressed, not only his experience as a player, but playing for a lot of Hall of Fame type managers. He actually was coaching high school ball. And the Rockies hired him to manage. Maybe the Rockies said, I don't know what you're making to coach high school ball, but we'll double your salary.
Yeah. I'm in.
Four by for scenic routes that only you find scenic. For the great outdoors and the great indoors. For knowing boundaries are there to be crossed. 4x4 today, tomorrow we're never saying. Jeep Cherokee. It's how we live 4x forever. During 1 week to deal, get 0% financing for 75 months. Or these cash allowances on 2016 Jeep Cherokee models.
So, you are all set with your mortgage. Congratulations.
You have been so helpful, Brian.
You've answered all our questions.
Thanks. That's very important.
What was it like for your siblings, growing up with a mortgage prodigy?
Did you have to wake up early to train at mortgages?
No. At BMO Harris, we all focus on making everything go smoothly. Actually, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a cowboy.
A mortgage cowboy?
Yeah, kind of.
That feeling you get when you discover a bank built for you, that's the BMO effect. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help.
Rahimi here with a Coors Light Cold Hard Facts Sportsnet Central update. Join us for a busy Friday night here on CSN. We get you started with Sports Talk Live at 5 o'clock. Then at 6 on CSN Plus, it is the White Sox and the Rays. On the main channel at 6, it's Sportsnet Central. Blackhawks pregame live gets you ready for Game 2 at 6:30 with puck drop just after 7. That's later. Now more Cubs baseball at Wrigley.
Follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, all season long on Comcast Sportsnet. He is brought to you by nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. 1-0 the Cubs trail, and Jorge Soler takes ball 1. Cubs have been held to 1 hit. That was the Chris Bryant leadoff single in the second. Partner might need your help today with the Rockies bullpen because everybody's wearing 42.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a challenge.
So they've got 4 lefties, 4 righties, so we've got a 25% chance of getting it right. Unfortunately, Walt Weiss hasn't had to think about his pen. And that's a change from the past few days. These opposing starters, we talked so much last night. Boy, it's taken 80, 90 pitches for guys to get through 4 or 5 innings. A lot of traffic.
Well, Bettis isn't really, especially the right-handed hitters, not really trying to trick them. He's throwing sinkers and cutters. He's trying to keep the ball out of the happy zone for the hitter, down around the knees, off the outside edge a little bit. He's tricking a lot of the lefties with that good changeup.
Here's a 2-2. And he has run it full.
That was a good pitch, just a little bit low. You can see a lot of hitters offering at this one.
First time he has started against the Cubs, and he just issued a leadoff walk.
At the plate, the catcher, Miguel Montero.
Here's Montero.
Bettis, as a minor leaguer, worked mostly as a starter. Then the Rockies moved him to the bullpen. He came up in 2014, pitched 21 times for them, all out of the pen, did not have success, had a very high ERA. Back into the rotation last year, and after a good run at Albuquerque, 20 starts at the big league level, and pretty good numbers, 8-6 with a 4.23 earned run average. And as you might expect, that ERA much better on the road than it was back at Coors Field.
Starting the year as their number 2 starting pitcher behind Jorge De La Rosa, who was originally scheduled to pitch today because of off days and the like. He went on normal rest yesterday against the Giants because of what you mentioned earlier, his success at Coors Field, and he got the win, even though he gave up 4 runs in 6 2/3. It was a quality start. 3 were earned.
Got a couple of knocks too in that ball game.
In the air to center. And the wind's going to help the outfielders today. Tagging is Soler, but he'll hold it first. 1 out.
Cubs destinations travel packages include tickets, hotel accommodations, ballpark tours, Cubs swag, and a private meet and greet with the current player. This season's destinations include stops in Pittsburgh and Chicago. For more information, visit Cubs.com/travel. A good read by Soler, recognizing early on that Parr was going to be able to make a play on that ball. So he went back and tagged, had a notion, but decided not to try it. That was probably a good decision.
Addison Russell. Ball 1. Later tonight, you've got a Bumgarner-Kershaw rematch, this time in L.A. Bumgarner has 2 career homers off Kershaw. Zach Greinke, his 3rd shot at his first win as a Diamondback. They'll pitch in San Diego. The Padres off to a very weird start. They have been shut out 5 times in their first 10 games.
They had a couple of huge games up in Denver.
Bettis. He throws it away. Soler on his way to 3rd. I'm not sure he would have had Russell anyway.
Yeah, he couldn't have rolled it out there much better. A little swinging bunt by Addison Russell.
A hit and an error.
Tops that cut fastball, and Bettis on it quickly. I think that's the right call. I think Addison was going to beat it. The ball gets away, and that allows Soler to get to 3rd base.
And Walt Weiss out to talk with John Hirschbeck. Is he asking about potential interference play?
I'm guessing so. Checking with Hirschbeck to see if it's worth a second look, and Hirschbeck, no, I had it, I saw it, he was good. No dispute from Weiss, and we'll play on. Well, this is the safety squeeze situation here. Pitcher up, 1st and 3rd, 1 out.
rank Kyle #1 on the Cubs staff in terms of getting the bunts down. Promptly bunts foul. 0-1.
Arenado there, even with the back. He's going to try to hold his ground as long as possible just to tighten Soler up.
There's the bunt, pretty hard bunt. The flip to the plate, and Soler is tagged out. So fielder's choice 3-2.
Yeah, he could have deadened that one out in front of home plate or even bunted it a little towards third base, but the ball is moving up and in on him, so forces him to change the angle a little bit. In a perfect world, he lays off that pitch. I think that little move by Arenado towards the base tightened Soler up just a little bit as well. But it's a low risk play. Even when you don't get the run home like that, you still get that man on first into scoring position.
This might be a blocking of the plate challenge without the ball. I can read Joe's lips. So yeah, I think he's going to challenge it. The catcher Walters was blocking the plate.
Yeah, the first year of that rule, we saw so much of this, and then last year not much at all. Kind of gotten to the point where I'm conditioned not even to consider it.
I mean, look, the ball beat him by a lot, but the Cubs may claim he didn't have a lane. Maybe he didn't challenge after conferring with Hirschbeck. No, he didn't. So we will carry on. I think the other thing there is to maybe get that call. Soler's just got to slide straight into the plate. I mean, he slid way into foul territory. You are allowed to essentially run into the catcher if you slide straight in.
Yeah, you just can't take a path away from the plate directly at the catcher with an intent to hit him. But if he's in front of the plate, he's fair game.
One strike on Fowler. First and second. 2 outs. One more look. Just watch where Soler slid.
Yeah,
way outside.
Well, he knows the ball is going to beat him, so he's trying to think of a backdoor way to sneak in and slap that back corner of home plate.
Right, so then you get into that conversation. I mean, if Jorge Soler just slides feet first, right straight to home plate, Walters goes down in a heap. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But what I think it's an example of is the rule kind of working. We haven't seen a lot of collisions, have we, since that rule was created?
No, we have not. And I think a lot of it is base runners have been conditioned not to hit the catcher. There have been opportunities. There have been times where he well within their right to hit the catcher, but you just go ahead and either try to take an evasive slide or just slide feet first without really trying to blast away.
Three and one.
Again in a favorable count.
Hayward on deck. This is going to get Bettis out of the inning. So he escapes and still leads this one 1-0.
Hello, beautiful. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much did my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done.
I don't have State Farm, but insurance, find me money.
I got you $1.
Oh, you almost had it. You got to be quicker than that.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you with unexpected savings. That's getting to a better state.
Great things start in garages. Like the start of your perfect Honda collection with great deals during the Honda Dream Garage sales event.
Including the all-new Honda Civic. The best-selling car in its class now has a redesigned exterior.
Nice wheels. Care to upgrade?
Yeah! Whoa, hey, yes, I do. Whoa. Hurry in. You've got a garage to fill. The Honda Dream Garage sales event has great deals on the all-new Civic. Now at your Honda dealer.
T-Mobile hit it out of the park. We doubled our LTE coverage to cover over 305 million Americans. And our new extended range LTE goes 2 times farther and works 4 times better in buildings than before. Switch to T-Mobile for major league coverage today.
At Discount Tire, we'll get you the right tire at the lowest price for your vehicle. Get a $70 Visa prepaid card when you buy any set of 4 Michelin tires.
Weeknights, don't miss Sports Talk Live on Comcast Sportsnet. David Kaplan leads a roundtable on the day's hottest topics, interviews Chicago's biggest stars, and interacts with you at home. Sports Talk Live, presented by Chevy Silverado, tonight at 5 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Hey, how do you get to Wrigley? The Cubs suggest taking public transportation. The Cubs do offer a free bike check, now located near the Addison Red Line station. For drivers, the Cubs provide free remote parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. For information, visit the A to Z guide on Cubs.com. Cool and sunny at the ballpark. 52 when we got started. Sure, a little warmer than that now. 1-0 Rockies. There's Carlos Gonzalez, 0 for 2. He hit 27 homers after the All-Star break last year. And a strike call. Career high at 153 games last season. 2-time All-Star.
Good take there, and getting his third look at Hendricks. Wise to that changeup.
Guys in the lineup today in this game on that home run leaderboard.
A year before, Gonzalez had just 238, had some injury problems, 11 home runs. So big bounce back year for him last season, 271 with those 40 home runs.
Line drive, base hit. So Gonzalez now with a 10-game hitting streak to start the year and a 20-gamer going back to last year. I was thinking about this, writing my notes today. If you combine his hitting streaks, which they do, they can carry over, and he hits in 57 in a row, how will it be acknowledged? So he finished last year with a 10-game hitting streak. So really it would be 47 this year.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
A lot of people say, yeah, but.
Didn't Jimmy Rollins have one of those a couple years back?
He had like a
more than a couple of years.
35 or 36. Yeah. Bunted, a good one by Arenado, and Hendricks will throw late. So the Rockies have 2 on with nobody out.
Well, I think that 2 things at play here. One, Hendricks is getting so many outs on the ground. They know he's difficult to slug against, to lift the ball against here today. The wind's blowing in, so with all that, Arenado, reigning home run champion, or tied for it with Bryce Harper last year, decides to drop down a bunt. It's a sweetheart.
ball towards center is through for Parra. Here comes Gonzalez. It's 2-0 Colorado. 3 consecutive singles to start the 6th.
That's just good hitting. You know, Gonzalez carved that base hit the other way on a pitch of down and away a little bit. This was a mistake. This ball is up. Parra able to get on top of it and hit it with authority through the middle of the diamond.
And Chris Bosio will head out to the mound. Back on the hitting streaks for a moment. You never hear any sort of explanation other than 56-game hitting streak. It was all done in one season for Joe DiMaggio. Willie Keeler had the previous long hitting streak. That was done over the course of 2 seasons, 1896 to 97, 45 games.
And didn't DiMaggio, after his streak was broken, go on another pretty sizable run right after that?
He did.
Gerardo Parra carried a .367 lifetime Wrigley Field batting average into this game.
Here's Rayburn already 2 for 2. By the way, DiMaggio did not bunt for a hit during his streak.
No, DiMaggio wasn't going to bunt for a hit.
He had a 16-gamer after it ended, so he hit in 72 out of 73. That's pretty good. 1941. Action now in the Cub pen. That's Trevor Cahill.
DiMaggio was the MVP in 41, and that's the year Ted Williams won the Triple Crown. I believe that to be the case. I could look it up, but that would take some effort.
Kyle wants to give up another run, but the Cubs have trailed by 3 runs twice here in these first 2 weeks, and both times have come back to win. Because you know what they say, the 3-run lead is the most dangerous in baseball. Or that's the hockey goal thing, right? 3-goal lead is the most dangerous.
You get a little complacent?
I guess so, yeah. Feels like the game's over, but it's not. Backhanded play, Russell, and they're going to turn 2. Well, the Rockies will get their 3rd run, but that is a terrific turn on a hard hit ball to the hole.
Oh my
6-4-3.
Wow, can this kid play? Wow. There's been some leather on display here today for both clubs. Addison Russell with 2 sparkling plays. Look how quickly he gets up and unloads to Zobrist. He's able to make that turn without a lot of heat from the base runner. Man, that is beautiful.
Remember that play. Again, they did get a run out of it. Foul strike on Paulson. Clayton Richard has joined Trevor Cahill. Swing and a miss on the change. Struck him out. That will end the inning. With 3 hits, 2 runs later, it's 3-0.
When did paying for airfare become so unfair? At Southwest, we believe in transparency. Transparency means we don't dream up ways we can trick you into paying more. It's why we still let 2 bags fly free and don't have change fees. So our low fares stay low. Just the way you like it.
Tomorrow on CSN Plus, the men in red are back at the pitch for an exciting Eastern Conference match with Montreal. Watch them inflame the impact and go for the goal. Coverage starts at 3:30 on CSN Plus. Feel the burn.
When you call one, you call them all.
During 1 week to deal, get $4,000 combined cash allowance plus $500 bonus cash on the 2016 Grand Caravan.
4x4 the rules that were made to be broken. For ruling the road, no matter what that road's made of. For believing awards aren't won, they're earned. Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's how we live 4x forever. During 1 week to deal, get $500 bonus cash for $2,500 total cash allowance on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Follow Cubs baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. Chad Bettis with a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, Cubs need to do a little damage here. They need an extra base hit. He's very difficult to run on and gets a number of outs on the ground, so you're always worried about that double play. So put one down the line or into the alley for an extra base hit. That would certainly help their cause here.
In there on Jason Hayward for a strike. Changeup. That has been a devastating pitch for Bettis today. I think his pace has helped. Club hitters asking for time. You saw Hayward needed an extra second to get ready. It definitely exudes confidence, doesn't it? Pitcher grabs it and throws it. Two and two. And Zobrist next. Then Anthony Rizzo. Ball strike 3. Painted the inside.
Jason just not able to pull the trigger there. He'd seen a lot of soft stuff. Maybe thinking change up away, and it's a cutter. So he just doesn't get started in time.
Zobrist hooks one deep to right and foul. Nothing in 2.
Has not thrown many balls over the heart of the plate. Zobrist hit it hard last time. Hit a bullet down the first for an out.
LeMahieu for the second out. Quiet start to the sixth. Here's Rizzo. Curve missed. Ball one. Rizzo now 0 for his last 19. He's due.
He was thinking bunt earlier in the ball game.
Hard on the ground, and that will be his first hit in 20 official at bats. I don't know if Paulson would have been better off not getting a glove on that one. Would LeMahieu have made that play?
I don't know. I suggest we look at a replay. Let's see here. Yes, LeMahieu would have made that play. He would have fielded that ground ball anyway.
Here's Bryant. Foul tipped.
It's a hard one for a first baseman to leave alone, though, isn't it? Especially when it's hit hard like that, you don't have a lot of time to think about it. You just react.
95 that time. A little extra heat on that fastball. Shortstop Story, and he'll take the short throw. We're through 6. It's 3-0 Rockies.
Listen up. It's Ford Truck Month. This is the time, this is the place. And this is Ford F-150, the truck that goes toe-to-toe with your life. Made of high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy that pulls the highest safety rating the government can give. And with a 360-degree camera, it's like having your head on a swivel, pal. So load up your crew. This is the time.
Now get a built Ford Top F-150 with 0% financing for 60 months. See your local Ford dealer.
What's the internet saying about the quesalupa?
I have romantic feelings for the quesalupa. Oh, my. Quesalupa for president. I saw a picture of a quesalupa in a newspaper, and it made me pick up a newspaper. Yo, the quesalupa is banging. Yeah. About to ascend to food heaven on the cheese-filled wings of the angels.
Taste what the internet is raving about. The quesalupa from Taco Bell.
And the #1 window and door company in America is...
Feldco.
To celebrate this amazing achievement, Feldco is offering 2 windows for the price of 1, with no money down and no interest for 1 year.
On behalf of the entire Feldco team, thank you. And remember, 2 windows for the price of 1 ends soon. So hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Hey, Cubs fans, let's go. Do not miss your chance to catch the best matchups in baseball. Join the season ticket holder waiting list. It's easy and free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list. Kyle Hendricks trailing 3-0. 2 of the 3 earned, 1 unearned run. He's at 80 pitches starting the 7th. The countdown clock, I don't know if it got off to a late start or if just Kyle's just ready, but it was at 45 seconds. Now it's down to 35. That's why we're waiting.
28, 27. Hey, Vince Velasquez yesterday, the Phillies.
Yes.
Struck out 16 batters in a complete game shutout. Did you know, this is according to the Elias Sports Bureau, he's only the 4th pitcher since 1893. That's when they moved the pitching distance back to 60 feet 6 inches. With a complete game shutout, 16 or more strikeouts, no walks, and no more than 3 hits allowed.
Wow.
Just the 4. The others to do it, Kerry Wood in 98, his 20 strikeout game, he allowed 1 hit. Roger Clemens in 98 struck out 18, allowed 3 hits. And Max Scherzer, his final start last year, the no-no with 17 strikeouts.
Strike on the catcher Walters. I thought I saw a Mark Pryor reference at some point. Was he the youngest pitcher to strike out 16 in a complete game or something since Pryor? Something like that. I'll find the note.
Maybe it said it only been done once prior to.
Maybe. 1 and 2, and I just attached Mark to it.
Solid work here by Hendricks today, and this Cub team averaging 7 runs per game, so usually this would be enough. But the guy on deck, Bettis, has been rock solid. There's action in the Rocky bullpen. Number 42 is up. A right-hander. That is Chad Qualls. I'm going to go with Chad Qualls, the veteran.
Bit in on the hand. Soler comes in. He'll play it on a hop. And Walters is on with a leadoff single.
Good start here to the top of the 7th for the Rockies. This will allow Walt Weiss to put the bunt sign in here for Bettis. His ball not really blistered either. He's jammed a little bit.
Here comes Joe, and he will make a change.
Oh, it is a pinch hitter. I thought Bettis was staying in the game.
Pitching change from Wrigley. We'll be back.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, we're on the adventure of a lifetime, and we need something that can keep up.
Well, the RAV4 is tech-savvy, has an NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating, and plenty of cargo space for your gear so you'll be ready for anything. Now, what kind of adventure are we talking about?
You're looking at him.
Aw, double trouble.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2016 RAV4, or lease RAV4 for only $209 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
So, you are all set with your mortgage. Congratulations.
You have been so helpful, Brian.
You've answered all our questions.
Thanks. That's very important.
What was it like for your siblings growing up with a mortgage prodigy?
Did you have to wake up early to train at mortgages?
No. At BMO Harris, we all focus on making everything go smoothly. Actually, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a cowboy.
A mortgage cowboy?
Yeah, kind of.
That feeling you get when you discover a bank built for you, that's the BMO effect. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help.
So all the latest safety features, they're available in every Hyundai SUV, right?
Yes, indeed. The Tucson, Santa Fe Sport, 3-row Santa Fe, all backed by America's Best warranty.
Great. Because our family is about to get a lot bigger.
Oh, congratulations.
On what?
I'm telling him tonight.
Hurry in and lease the 2016 Tucson for just $179 a month.
What's up? Hello?
Veteran right-hander Trevor Cahill is in for Kyle Hendricks.
5th time in for Cahill this year. He worked twice in the Red Series. He's a sinker baller. You're thinking ground ball here.
The batter is a pinch hitter, Brandon Barnes.
every decision a manager makes, you open yourself up to second guessing, whether leave a pitcher in, take a pitcher out, things of that nature. Bettis cruising along here this afternoon.
Barnes didn't pull the bat back. He can't believe it. He's saying, I almost got clipped. But the call was made by John Hirschbeck. Did not. Yeah. Might have taken a little stab at it. Yeah, he did. Joel Sherman tweeted the note. Velasquez was the youngest pitcher to strike out at least 16 since Mark Pryor 2003. Cahill steps off. Good bunt. And the throw goes down the line into the bullpen. Walters around third. And he'll score all the way from first on a bunt. So some sloppy defense by the Cubs today. That is their third error, as Barnes will be given a single, and then the throwing error on Bryant.
Yeah, he's squaring around as if to sacrifice, but he's not giving himself up because he can really scoot, and he goes flying down that line, puts pressure on Bryant, who never really does get the handle on that ball.
Well, that run will be charged to Hendricks. Not sure yet if it'll be earned or not, depending on how the rest of the inning transpires. LeMahieu lines foul out of play. Cubs trailing.
Did they go hit error there or straight error? Sacrifice error? Hit and error.
Cubs trailing by their largest margin this season.
Be surprised to see LeMahieu bunt, even with a strike on him here.
Yeah, they're definitely playing small ball today. It's Neil Ramirez along with the southpaw Clayton Richard.
Working real hard trying to hit that ball to the right side.
Rockies looking for their third straight win, and they're trying to end the Cubs' 5-game winning streak. Cubs came in with the best record at 8-1.
It would be worth a second look out there. Brandon Barnes at second base. He's getting a pretty aggressive lead.
Pitch. Still 0-2. 3 here, 3 at Coors Field in mid-August. Got him. On a breaking ball, that's the first out. So LeMahieu's 0 for 4. He came in with a 9-game hitting streak to start the year. Story is 0 for 3. So the table setters, top 2 hitters in the Rockies lineup, the combined 0 for 7. But they still have scored 4 times without a home run.
Without an extra base hit.
Yeah.
Dribs and drabs. Well, there are some bullpens you're down 4 at this stage of the ball game. You feel like you have no chance. That's not the case with the Rockies. That pen has really struggled here in the early going.
.2-0 count on Story. Jamal Mayers will conduct the stretch today. Former Blackhawks Stanley Cup champ. He was a grit guy throughout his career with several NHL teams. He's not afraid to stick his nose into the corner. That surprised Zobrist. Pickoff attempt.
Yeah, well, Zobrist was kind of sneaking in, and he took a hard step just to try to get Barnes' attention. And like Trevor saw it, thought he was going to go all the way to the bag, and that's the right play for Cahill. Just if you're going to turn and throw it, just make sure you don't throw it over the bag. Throw it to the infielder there.
The 2-0 pitch, and that one mishandled by Montero. So a significant base earned in an unearned fashion, so to speak, for the Rockies. Well, they've got a guy at third, and they've got to now bring the infield in.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Montero just clanked that one.
Three 3-0 on Story. Three and 1. Here's a pitch. High chopper with a runner holding at third. Bryant will throw to Rizzo, and they got him on a close play at first. Barnes holding at third, 2 outs.
I was surprised that Brandon Barnes didn't try to score on that ball. Even if the contact play's not on, you see the ball chop like that. A guy with his speed. If he has any kind of a good lead going down that line, again, even if he's not going on contact, to read the ball off the bat, he should have been able to score on that ball.
So Gonzalez will be intentionally walked. Pick your poison, I guess, because Nolan Arenado is on deck. Arenado with 11 RBIs in his last 4 games. There's today's 7th inning stretch conductor, Jamal Mayers. Got the Jake Arrieta look with the cap. I like it. If you and I were on a line in the NHL, we'd want him on the line with us. Yeah, he'd create a lot of space for us. You could do all your excessive goal celebrations.
Yeah. Flailing and
he'd handle it. One and 0 on Arenado. past third. First and third and a run in. Ground ball back to Cahill. Nicely done. And it is time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Mazda.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, former Blackhawk and current CSN analyst Jamal Mayers.
All right, Cubs and Hawks fans, let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Let's get some runs!
The 7th inning stretch is presented by Mazda. In every car we make, you'll see why driving matters.
For the last 5 days, 17 hours, and 23 minutes, you've been a passenger.
I'm back in baby's arms. How I miss those.
Mazda's Skyactiv technology makes it good to be a driver.
Belong back in baby's arms.
Everybody is born tonight. They're all watching reruns tonight.
Yeah, not us.
Nah, no reruns here.
Yeah, we have X1 from Xfinity.
Everybody crochet tonight.
I think we'll just stick with our TV shows.
Don't fall for DirecTV. Get 4 times more TV shows and movies on demand with Xfinity. Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call or go online today.
Nice job, Jamal Mayers, and catch him on pre and post game Blackhawks coverage here on CSN. You see Brandon Barnes stays in play center. Parra has gone to left. And Chad Qualls the pitcher and induces a swing and a miss from Jorge Soler.
Sinkers and sliders from Qualls, who's been around a long time now.
This guy's been doing it for a long time, Chad Qualls. It's kind of the anybody but Bettis day, right? For the Cubs. Could get very little done against the Rockies starter.
Yeah, impressive from the young right-hander. Outstanding stuff this afternoon. Now the Cubs are going to have to rally against this Rockies bullpen. Qualls broke in with the Astros back in 2004. Big part of their National League Championship team in 05. A nice run there. Then moved down to the Diamondbacks, Tampa, San Diego, Yankees, Phillies, Pirates, Miami, back to Houston.
Rockies closer, familiar to Joe Madden, Jake McGee. Left-hander. We're going with Boone Logan. Full count.
It's a little extra run with that lower arm angle on that two-seam fastball. So not the sink, but a lot of run.
The 3-2. And a base hit. Good start to the 7th.
Bettis really good today, but he got some help from his defenders as well. Some sparkling defensive plays. Parr out in center to rob Zobrist of a blue pit early. And LeMahieu retreating over the shoulder. Fine catch. Gonzalez, a 3-time Gold Glove winner. He was diving all over the place. Arenado, one of the best defenders in the sport, hasn't had many chances down there.
All one on Montero.
Guys would have been teammates in Arizona.
Miguel had a nice spring with the bat, and that has carried over here into the regular season. Doesn't always work out that way. Tried to check his swing, and he did. Instead of 1 and 2, it's 2 and 1. With this offense, you don't ever feel like you're really out of a game. And trust me, Walt Weiss is not particularly comfortable. He loves having the lead, but he knows this offense can strike quickly.
Yeah, and anywhere in the lineup too. That's the thing. There's some teams when you go into an inning and you see the do-ups and you go, all right, the chance of getting anything done at this part of the batting order not so great, but we've seen a lot of it already. A lot of firepower from the bottom of the order for the Cubs this year.
Ball 4. 2 on, nobody out.
The shortstop, Emerson Russell.
Steve Foster is the Rockies pitching coach. And he's on the clock.
Bettis this afternoon, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, walked 3, struck out 4 through 98 pitches.
Russell, the batter. First and second, no outs. The pitch. Ball 1. Tommy LaStella is on deck in the pitcher's spot. Fly ball. He got under it. And it's caught by Barnes. Soler will tag. And the Cubs have runners at first and third. That ball actually carried pretty well with the wind blowing in.
On the right day, it might end up in the basket.
Ladies and gentlemen, pitching for the Cubs, Tommy LaStella.
LaStella will pinch hit. see Logan if the score were a little different, but Walt Weiss has a little wiggle room here, so he leaves Qualls in to face the lefty. And the pitch outside. Today, 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. So the Cubs do get another quality start. He didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 5. That is 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Ground ball to first, and they'll get 1, and that's it. Qualls didn't cover first base. So the Cubs get on the board. It's 4-1. Paulson did everything right. Nobody covered first. And as a result, Listella will get an RBI on the fielder's choice.
And ball sharply hit. You know, I think Qualls got caught there because Paulson was so far off the base. I think he's thinking that's going to be a play for the second baseman, but you cannot make that assumption. Still have to break and cover. Would have been a tough double play to turn, but they didn't even have a chance to try because he failed to break.
So 1-0 on Dexter Fowler. Stella at first, 2 outs and a run in. Snagged by the catcher Walters. Are you saying Chad Qualls had some qualms about getting over to first?
Apparently he did.
LeMahieu will pick it up, and the inning is over. So the Rockies give up a run, but still lead this game 4-1.
Get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year.
T-Mobile hit it out of the park. We doubled our LTE coverage to cover over 305 million Americans. And our new extended range LTE goes 2 times farther and works 4 times better in buildings than before. Switch to T-Mobile for major league coverage today.
This Camry's got everything I'm looking for. Available features like pre-collision system, V6 engine, Qi wireless smartphone charging. Look at that front grille.
Don't forget Toyota Care.
Right. Toyota Care.
Want to take a test drive?
Yeah.
Get 0% APR for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash on a new 2016 Camry or lease Camry for only $199 per month. Toyota. Let's go places.
Nobody should go to bed hungry.
That's where our friends at Benny's Beverage Depot are going to bat for the Greater Chicago Food Depository.
Every time the Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's donates $100 to help feed hungry families in Chicagoland.
That calls for a toast.
For a perfect paint job, start with Zinsser Mold Killing Primer from Menards. This water-based primer kills existing mold, mildew, and odor-causing bacteria from your ceilings or walls. Right now, a gallon is just $26.97. Rest assured that your home is protected with Cymer sump pumps. This 1/3 horsepower unit is only $99. This battery backup sump pump kicks into action if the power goes out and alerts you by text and email. Right now, just $349.
Save big money at Menards.
Cubs fans, miss your chance to catch the best matchups in baseball. Join the season ticket holder waiting list. It's easy. Free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list.
Cubs trail 4-1. Tender Clayton Richard will work here in the 8th.
Yeah, lefty due up here, Hara. And then after Rayburn, it's another lefty, Paulson. So Richard comes out of the pen, made his season debut on Wednesday against the Reds. He was held out of action for a while, had a bout of strep throat. This game will give you that sinking feeling. A lot of ground ball pitchers in this one today.
Parra late swing, and it's 1-1 on him. Slings it up there at 90 miles an hour, just off the corner. Ground ball toward the hole, backhanded. Russell. It's past Rizzo. And it bounced out of play. So another error. So a hit for Parra. But you got to give somebody an error.
Yeah, and that'll be charged to Addison Russell. That's a tough error from the backhand. Long throw to make.
Fourth Cub error.
Well, it took a funky bounce on
really
Rizzo. Did you see it kick back the other way?
I think there's a little hole in that chain link fence where the ball snuck through. Runner goes to third, and Parra is safe with a steal.
Had a huge jump.
Christian Adames.
Oh man, that's
where it went.
That's bad luck there. I think the Cubs should have gotten a free drop from there.
Popped up. Rizzo over, and he will not have a play.
Now, Cubs have, to this point in the season, been outstanding defensively. A little bit of a breakdown here this afternoon. First 9, just 2 errors. Today, 4 errors.
Adames is a switch hitter. Just his 40th major league game over the last 3 seasons. Choke up on the bat, infield in. Another foul, and it's 1-2.
That should be an addendum to the Major League rulebook. If ball passes through hole and fence that otherwise should not be there, base runner is not entitled to advance.
Two and 2 the count. He could not hold. That is a strikeout. 1 away.
I don't think if Clayton has a strikeout pitcher, but that was certainly a situation where he needed one and he got it.
Ben Paulson will be pulled for a pinch hitter. I'm guessing this is going to be Mark Reynolds, and it is. Infield will stay in. Don't want to give up anything here. You only have 6 outs left offensively.
The slugger will be intentionally walked.
Catcher and a left-handed hitter. Walters now on deck.
It's usually the manager who's trailing that you see real aggressive with all the moves, trying to get back into the ball game. Usually the manager that has the lead, a little more conservative, saving guys, just in case he ends up having to go extra innings or something. But Walt Weiss clearly in go-for-it mode here, trying to pad his lead, using a couple guys off the bench. Because you said that Hundley is questionable, his availability?
Yeah, it seemed like the speculation was he would not play. They do have Dustin Garneau, a right-handed hitter.
But he'd be the only one left other than Hundley at this stage. Yep. Adames has been used, Barnes, and now Reynolds.
So lefty to lefty, and Walters stabbed at it.
And that may just be, Walt, maybe his philosophy. It may be, too, when you manage at Coors Field, your thinking is there's never enough. So you're always pushing for more runs. And given that in a leaky bullpen, understand why he would try to take every advantage he could. Now they're kind of thinking safety squeeze here themselves.
And runner advances. Reynolds to second. Rockies have been a very aggressive base running team today, and it's paid off. Wild pitch charge to Richards, so that takes the double play chance away. Infield in. Top to first, and Rizzo tried to barehand it, and fortunately for him, he didn't, and that ball kicked foul. He might have at the last second pulled away from it. I'm not sure, but he was trying to make a desperation pick and throw to the plate, and the ball took a right turn. Walters' heart skipped a beat too. Freight train coming through. Yeah, the other thing too, you're playing a team that's scoring 7 runs a game. Walt Weiss thinking exactly, I need to pile up as many runs as I can against this Cubs team. John Hirschbeck
came up under the mask, maybe.
Ed Halber out of the Cubs dugout very quickly. And the other 3 umpires heading to home plate as well.
He's got that extension on his mask, but it still was able to sneak up underneath, get him in the throat.
Do about that one. He is the crew chief, by the way. They are discussing whether or not he should continue. And
I know I had him take his glasses off so you look at his eyes.
Yeah.
A little woozy after that. He's trying to take some time to gather himself.
I think this is a good change, not only in baseball, but in all the major sports. Any sort of question about whether you have a concussion or not, and you better make sure. There was a long conversation there whether or not he should continue. You'd rather be safe than sorry. So
yeah, it looks like
Clint Fagan maybe went to get the.
Yeah, I think he went to get the gear on, and with the idea of, John's going to continue here, but after this half inning, I think there's going to be a change.
Probably go through the concussion protocol. Infield in 1-2, missed. Throw to third, safe.
Worth a shot.
Two. Fouled again.
Nine hole is next, but it's Brandon Barnes. Remember, he came in as a pinch hitter earlier.
Rizzo charges, and he could not get a handle on the ball to make a throw. So Parra scores, and they have their 4-run lead again. It's 5-1.
This is a weird game, man. There's been a lot of just singles, misplays. Anthony trying to be quick there, just loses the handle. It's error number 5, is that? I'd say there must be a full moon, but
not sure it's an error. Oh, it is an error. Okay, they are give him an error. Yep, number 5. We'll be back. Pitching change.
With more selection and savings, you can stop and smell more roses at Meijer.
What's the most awarded car company of the year? Ranking from top to bottom.
Luxury cars seem like they would be top awarded.
Better be some awards behind what you're paying for, right?
The final answer? Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's like a luxury car.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like, this is Chevy?
For a limited time, get cash back for 15% of the MSRP on most remaining 2015 Chevy vehicles while they last. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
The warmest family memories start right in your own backyard. Unplug with a new hot tub during the factory rebate event at The Great Escape. Get up to an additional $1,500 cash back off our lowest price on jacuzzi and Sundance spas. Only at The Great Escape.
Sawyer, you're in.
Me?
Yeah, playing shortstop. Hey, ball.
With more selection and savings, you get more brushes with glory at Meijer.
Here's Neil Ramirez. Right-hander making his third appearance. Right now, there are only 2 umpires on the field. I believe it was Clint Fagan who ran down to the umpire's room, maybe to don the gear. And during this pitching change, John Hirschbeck also went down into the tunnel.
And Bill Welke went out and chatted with Neil, and he basically, you could see motion with his hands. Just go easy. You got time here.
Cubs with 5 errors in this game. I don't really have a big issue with Anthony being given an error, although I would say that the play at the plate would have been close. It was a tag play, not a force play. So it would have taken a good throw and a good tag to get Parra.
Yeah, kind of like a do-or-die play for a third baseman on a little slow roller. Instead of throwing the first, of course, Rizzo's trying to come home.
And they just took away the error.
Yeah.
Again, splitting hairs, but I would have called it a fielder's choice.
After seeing the replay, I'm with you.
So now 4 Cub errors. And a 5-1 Rockies lead.
Slow rollers, bunts, off-field singles. They're not tearing the cover off the ball, but they have 9 hits in the ball game now.
A reminder, tomorrow afternoon, Jake Arrieta tries to go 3-0 here in 2016 as the Cubs host the Rockies in the middle game of this 3-game series. Coverage starts at 12:30 right here on CSN Chicago. Oh, Jake's already got his game face on. 24 hours ahead of the start. So we are in a bit of a delay here as we await Clint Fagan, who will end up back at the plate, and John Hirschbeck done for the day after taking a foul ball off his jaw. And I was thinking they've got that little extension, below the mask. There's really no way to protect the ball from coming directly at your feet and into your throat area. It's the one area you really can't do much about. So we will finish the game with 3 umpires. I certainly hope John's okay.
See where Jimmy Leland is going to manage the Team USA in the World Baseball Classic.
Fantastic.
Rolls around next year. Leland retired after the 2013 season.
Excellent choice.
Jeff Jones, Marcel Latchman, Lloyd McClendon, Willie Randolph, and Alan Trammell will all be on his coaching staff.
Like they wanted to squeeze a safety squeeze as Reynolds, the runner at third, was ready to race home.
That Barnes put a bunt down last time. He was sacrificing, but it was such a good bunt, and with his wheels he was able to turn it into a hit.
Yeah, so I guess the irony is the Rockies came in leading the majors in extra base hits, and then kind of nickel and dimed the Cubs all day.
20 home runs, 49 extra base hits in their first 9 ball games. But they're playing a different game here today.
Runner goes from first. And he will get second. Barnes nearly got hit by that pitch. Stolen base, Walters. That's 3 in the last 2 days, right?
Mm-hmm. Looks like his last plate appearance when he had to jump out of the way while trying to bunt it was called a strike. This time he was able to pull the bat back.
Second and third and a 2-0 count on Barnes. The pitch. 3-0. It's LeMahieu next. And they're loaded.
Second baseman, LeMahieu.
LeMahieu started the day at .438. It's April baseball, so the numbers change a lot. Down to .389. What's going on? I lost 50 points on my batting average. What's going on? On the flip side, you have a guy maybe batting .170, he goes 3 for 4, and he's hitting .240.
Addison Russell, after his ball game last night, jumped up to .250. He was in $170, I think, prior.
Russell, backhanded play, out at second. That's the only one they'll get, and they were fortunate to get that. Nicely done up the middle, but another run is in. It's 6-1. LeMahieu on a fielder's choice will get an RBI.
And the Lakers shortstop, Trevor Story.
Russell actually went beyond that ball.
There's the shortstop, Story. Story put together a month's worth of home runs in his first 6 games. Swing and a miss. He steals second. Man, is this the '85 Cardinals? Rockies. Very aggressive. Strike 3, and the inning is over, but the Rockies add 2 to their lead. It's 6-1 in the 8th.
I have a list.
Okay.
So, she needs automatic emergency braking, blind spot detection, and lane departure warning.
All available on the Elantra and Sonata.
And a better warranty than Toyota, Nissan, or Chevy.
America's best warranty, standard with every Hyundai.
Let's check in with the boss.
Okay. Sorry, excuse me.
We'll take both.
Hurry in and lease the 2017 Elantra for just $144 a month.
Just one.
She seems like a great boss.
At Feeney Autos in Elgin, we are excited. We celebrate this spring clearance event with our lowest prices on our entire inventory. Now that's exciting. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, all with 0% financing available. Look at this 2016 Wrangler. Huge savings. Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. More huge savings. Town & Country or Grand Caravan. Even more huge savings. And this event includes all certified pre-owned vehicles. Find it at Feeney. Feeney Autos in Elgin.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up, just like at Mobile Phone Park.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
There's a long drive and it's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook, just 25 minutes southwest of Chicago.
Oh, hello, Layla Rahimi here with a Sportsnet Central update. Join us for a busy Friday night here at CSN. We get you started with Sports Talk Live at 5 o'clock. Then at 6 on CSN Plus, it's the White Sox and the Rays. On the main channel at 6, it is Sportsnet Central. Blackhawks pregame live gets you ready for Game 2 at 6:30. Puck drop is just after 7 o'clock. That's later. Now back to more Cubs baseball at Wrigley.
Changes defensively for the Rockies. Reynolds stays in and plays first. Adames is now short. And the new pitcher is left-hander Boone Logan.
4 1/3 innings of work so far for Logan. He's allowed 4 hits, 3 walks. Fastball averages around 93 miles an hour. Good slider. He leans heavily on that slide ball.
One ball, no strikes on Jason Hayward. Three fastball strike. 1-1. Another chance for the Twins and the Braves to get their first wins. Both 0-9. Tapper Logan will field. Flip to Reynolds for the out. Twins have the worst start in their history since they became the Twins in 1961. Braves trying to avoid tying their all-time worst start of 0-10 in 1988. Twins host the Angels. Braves are in Miami.
And the Twins have scored 14 runs. Is that correct? Oh, it's pretty ugly.
Zobrist batting right-handed, takes a strike.
I saw a note on the Twins. Is it 15?
No, sorry. 14 runs in 9 games. Yeah. Yep.
It's hard to have a winning record as a soccer team with those numbers.
Right.
And I believe, at least it was the case after 8 games, they had more strikeouts than hits in each one of their games.
And Joe Mauer is hitting .387. It hasn't mattered. The team ERA 3.61, not bad, but just aren't scoring. Logan again. Couple of 1-3 groundouts. Today's CSN bar of the game, presented by Coors Light, is JT's Porch. To see the complete list of the CSN bars of the game presented by Coors Light, visit csnchicago.com. Here's Rizzo with 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch. It's a strike. Rizzo's single in the 6th, snapped an 0 for 19. Walters wants his slider in the dirt. That's exactly where he got it. Good shifting. Adames, the shortstop, right where Rizzo hit it. Cubs go in order. They trail by 5.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids. Breathe.
A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Honda believes in helping you use your garage to its fullest potential. That's why we're offering great deals on the things you'll want in your garage, like the Honda CR-V. The best-selling SUV in America comes with a standard multi-angle rear-view camera and plenty of cargo space. Great for transporting lots of stuff, say to storage or the dump. Hurry to the Honda Dream Garage sales event. You've got a garage to fill.
The most durable, longest-lasting brand in its class has great deals. Now at your Honda dealer.
Cubs fans, put on your rally caps for an exciting finish. Brought to you by New Finish Car Polish and the #1 rated scratch remover, Scratch Doctor.
All Rockies so far, 6-1 as they will bat here in the 9th inning. First day game at Wrigley Field here in 2016. Neil Ramirez came on in the 8th. And working here in the 9th.
Rockies have only gone down in order twice this afternoon, 1st and 3rd innings. They've stolen 5 bases. Taking advantage of some sloppy play by the Cubs.
One ball, no strikes. Cubs can extend the bottom of the ninth. Get to the pitcher's spot. We possibly could see Javier Baez make his season debut off the bench. He was activated off the DL for today's ball game. Munenori Kawasaki heads back to AAA. We'll see him again this year, though, no doubt. One, two off the end of the bat. Poked foul out of play.
Yeah, Baez gives Joe Madden a lot of options. He's very good defensively, so he can spell Addison Russell at shortstop. He can play second and give Zobrist a day off. So I'll play the outfield for you and play it well. Might even end up at first base at some point.
Of defensive versatility, the Cubs have a lot of it, but I would say, you know, a fair amount of it is this guy can play this spot if needed. ... But in the case of Baez, I think Joe feels like he is the primary backup at several different positions. Gonzalez is aboard. Second hit, third reach. For instance, Ben Zobrist, kind of the prototypical guy who can play everywhere. He's only played second so far, and they may not need him to move around much.
The second hit for Gonzalez today, both times going the other way.
Rizzo in foul territory makes the catch. Arenado is out. Justin Miller.
Arenado didn't hit the ball out of the infield today. Didn't get it past the pitcher's mound. Well, he did the one tipped off of Hendricks' glove out to Addison Russell. Reached on air by Kyle Hendricks first time up, then a 1-6-3, and then a bunt single, then a comebacker to the mound, and then this foul pop to Rizzo. So the Rockies getting it done here without a whole lot from Arenado. Story's taking an offer. LeMahieu offer.
Barra bounces to first, step on the bag, and now they've got Gonzalez caught in a rundown. Russell will get him to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's the Rockies 6 and the Cubs 1.
What's the most awarded car company of the year?
Ranking from top to bottom.
Luxury cars seem like they would be top awarded.
There better be some awards behind what you're paying for, right?
The final answer? Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's like a luxury car.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like, this is Chevy?
For a limited time, get cash back for 15% of the MSRP on most remaining 2015 Chevy vehicles while they last. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, uniting all Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurants, and to the Colonel, for which he Sanders, which means hand-breading and freshly preparing chicken the hard way. So I came back to make sure everything is still finger-licking good. Give our chicken another chance. One freshness, under American farms, daily hand-prepared, so help us Sanders. Chicken, Colonel quality guaranteed.
This Camry's got everything I'm looking for. Available features like pre-collision system, V6 engine, Qi wireless smartphone charging. Look at that front grille.
Don't forget Toyota Care.
Right, Toyota Care.
Want to take a test drive?
Yeah.
Get 0% APR for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash on a new 2016 Camry or lease Camry for only $199 per month. Toyota, let's go places.
Toast of the game is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot, and we're going to give it to the Rockies starter, Chad Bettis.
Yeah, he was really good here this afternoon. 6 innings of 3-hit baseball. Cubs did not have a man in scoring position against him until the 5th inning. They just weren't able to put anything together. He stayed out of the middle of the strike zone, moved the ball in and out nicely, had a real good changeup to neutralize the left-handed hitters. Solid start for him. No runs. He walked 3, struck out 4. Big righty Justin Miller comes on now to try to seal the deal for the Rockies.
Binny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. There's Chris Bryant. Just got to have a good quality at bat. Love to be able to at least force Walt Weiss to get his closer McGee up. He's kind of got a fancy set there, doesn't he? Where he kind of uses that glove up in kind of a round way to get to the set position.
He's a stylish right-hander.
Yeah, like it. Got him on strikes for the first out.
Little front door slider. I'm not sure that's what he intended to do with that pitch, but it worked out for him. Trying to go away and backs up, but it hung on to the inside corner.
Soler has flied to right, walked, and then singled and scored the only Cub run in the 7th. One on Jorge.
Last night at the end of the ball game, I joked that I was going to make a tape of me saying how the Cubs have excelled in all 3 phases of the game, and the way they were playing, we're just going to plan on running that little recording after all these Cub wins. Well, today, not so much. I thought Hendricks was good today. I thought he threw the ball well. Incredible performance. Good enough on many days, but just not able to get it done with the bats and sloppy defensively here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's hard to overcome 2 of the phases having tough days. The Rockies have done all 3 well as Soler strikes out looking. It's up to Montero.
More similar in stature to Qualls. Big right-hander, big-bodied guy. Likes that slider.
Strike to Montero. Now it's 0-2. What do you think the difference in temperature is between those seats in the sun and the seats in the shade?
I'm going to say the feels like difference is about 14 degrees.
Yeah. See everybody trying to crowd into the sunny part of the grandstand here late. The 0-2 is a little bit in, and so it could have been called. Montero sold it well. 34,437, the paid crowd today. Largely taken out of this game by the Rockies.
Rockies came into this one 5-4, having won 2 of their first 3 season series. We just beat the Giants 2 out of 3 before coming to Chicago. Nice play down there. Had it, baby.
Russell on deck. 1-2 on the Cubs catcher. Pitch. Another foul ball.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There's not been an extra base hit in this ball game.
Field and drop just past the bullpen. You are correct. Not a one. We've seen 14 hits. They've all been singles. Another 1-2, and strike 3 as Montero went around. Miller strikes out the side, and the Rockies take the opener. 6-1 the final, and the Rockies, it was their day today.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those days for the Cubs. They've been playing so well. Just not their day. The kid Bettis was really good. Kyle Hendricks, I thought, had a very good start, but the Cubs hitters couldn't get much going and committed some errors. The Rockies took advantage. And we'll try again tomorrow.
So join us tomorrow right here on CSN. Our pregame coverage begins at 12:30. First pitch at 1:20. For JD and our entire crew here at Wrigley Field, Len Casper with your final score. Rockies 6, Cubs 1. Stay tuned. They're setting up on the field. Cap and Holly will have Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live next.
Watch me now, 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 watch me now.
Get ready to play. Buy an LG G5 and get a second battery and charging cradle free.
Grandioso. Colossal. Jumbo.
The Jumbo Collection from the Illinois Lottery. Win up to $3 million instantly. Get ready to live large.
Stars, when you shine,
Don't drop your phone. Drop your network. Bring your phone to Cricket Wireless. We have more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Taking the hassle out of yard work just got even easier. During the Echo National Sales Event, get a pro-grade Echo trimmer or handheld blower for only $149.99 each, backed by a 5-year warranty. But hurry, these deals will be gone before you know it. So take back your yard with Echo.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Audi, truth in engineering. Menards, save big money at Menards. And by Toyota, discover more in a Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Let's go places. Go inside the lives of Chicago's biggest sports stars, only on Inside Look, presented by Cadillac. Your questions answered.
In this business, you want to compete for championships.
Idols revisited.
They've supported this organization for so many years.
And the stories behind the headlines revealed.
It's a special journey and it's a great story.
Catch a new interview every month with Inside Look on Comcast Sportsnet. Visit csnchicago.com for listings. Chicago, a place where no two neighborhoods, streets, individuals are the same. A city united by winter and divided by summer. But for a brief moment, 5 of Chicago's giants all share the stage. April, a month when new seasons blossom and roads to championships are paved. Beginning or end, the goal remains the same: to create history. What an April. Weeknights, don't miss Sports Talk Live on Comcast Sportsnet. David Kaplan leads a roundtable on the day's hottest topics.
Every time he goes into net, we know we have a chance to win, keeping us in games and helping us shut down teams late.
Interview Chicago's biggest stars.
My job is to come in, try to win every game as possible, work as hard as I can, play as hard as I can, and motivate people by my work ethic.
And interacts with you at home. Sports Talk Live, presented by Chevy Silverado. Tonight at 5 on Comcast Sportsnet.
It's been said, nothing you do for children is ever wasted. Since 1911, the Infant Welfare Society of Chicago has provided pediatric, prenatal, dental, and mental health services for Chicago's disadvantaged children and women. But less than 1% of all the patients this not-for-profit organization treats are covered by private insurance. To make a contribution, please visit us on the web or donate your gently used clothing or small household items at our resale shop. The Infant Welfare Society of Chicago, providing quality health care for Chicago's less fortunate children and women.